Hi, hello. Am I blowing up everyone's ears or is it fine? Okay, I don't see screaming in chat immediately. Yeah, it is a jump scare, sorry. Thank you very much for the feedback. Okay, a little loud. Okay, maybe tone down your speakers. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, hi, hello, welcome to New Moon 2025 Cycle 4 Blood Moon 1. This is the final stream, fourth stream for the number of death. Okay. Yeah, this is the last one. So, that means we are going through the losers bracket, also known as the secondary and win harder bracket, up to the grand finals. So again, this is going to be the end of the tournament. And then we should have side tournaments running through the community run tournaments during this time for 4 weeks, and then we get to cycle 5. Okay, well that, our casters for today are SoulXCross and Neryth. Hello, SoulXCross and Neryth.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time to net battle and delete some opposition.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here and can't wait to cast some fantastic Blood Moon matches for you guys.
Okay, so before we start, I do want to do a reminder that we are going to be doing a Ko-Fi overhaul. First of all, thank you so much to everyone that's donated so far, and especially our monthlies. It's a nice pick-me-up for me. This isn't for me, this is for the community. So, what we will be doing going forward with the Ko-Fi is the Millions role is going to be restructured, and the Millions role is going to be available for people that donate monthly. So they have a monthly subscription set up with us. And also our donations we talked about previously, we want to start doing cash prizes and more prizes for N1GP tournaments, starting with Blood Moon. So what we would like to do is raise the amount of cash or the value of our prizes through donations. This tournament, I believe, is going to be a $25 grand finalist cash prize, and I think after that is $15 for second place and $10 for third place. For the record, I wanted to do more, but Player Zero is an evil villain. He was like, no, that's too much for the unwashed masses. Only I deserve more than that. He definitely said that, source me. Don't listen to that Player Zero EXE guy in chat. That's not even a real Zero, guys. I don't know why you would talk to that. Think about that. So yes, we want to raise things, and we decided that for this tournament, it was a little messy to raise it for this one because we didn't talk about it beforehand. So don't look at me. Blame Player Zero. It's his fault. Okay, yes, so with that, we will talk about the Ko-Fi a bit more at the end of the stream, because I totally have everything prepared right now. I'm just holding out on you for suspense. Okay, with that, let's go into the bracket for this tournament to see what's going on. I didn't mean to do that. Uh-oh. You didn't see any of this. Oh wait, no, that's correct. Okay, I panicked because I saw the crowd. Oh no, the crown is because Josue won the last Blood Moon. Unfortunately, Player Zero had to drop out of the losers bracket last time, so they didn't get to get their chance in the grand finals, where they activate all of the cheats. So actually, if you want to stop Player Zero, make him drop out of the tournament before he gets to the grand finals, because by then he's untouchable. There's nothing you can do. Okay, so yes, Josue won against Big Bird. Big Bird, who is actually a newcomer. I think their first cycle was cycle 3 of this year, and they tornadoed it up all the way to the grand finals, but unfortunately lost, I believe, 1-3 to Josue. So they got knocked to the losers, and this is what it looks like in the losers bracket. Okay, so first up, we're gonna have davidvvv versus A for Average, and then we're gonna have Minoriko versus AndMySax. And the winners of those will be playing against Anime Caveman and Symes in the losers quarterfinals. Okay, with that, we should be able to get into setups. So let me make sure this is correct. Okay, so since our casters have been following this tournament very closely, they should know the setups by heart, and they don't need me to drop it in the chat, correct?
Absolutely. What kind of caster would I be if not to memorize every setup that constantly comes our way?
You also
have
have
some setups written on the back of my hand, so.
Damn.
And I know the back of my hand very well, anyway.
Okay, so in that case, pop quiz, what is our matchup?
It's Symes versus Salad, right?
Absolutely wrong.
You're both wrong. You're both wrong. It's actually Neryth versus Player 0 in round 1.
Absolutely. I wish. However, no. It is davidvvv versus A for Average.
Okay. Okay. We have davidvvv versus A for Average. It's a Rengar versus Balzar matchup, despite the fact that davidvvv's Navi cuts looks like it's Balzar. It's very interesting Navi cuts shape there. We have.
Well, actually, it's not Gregor. They have Meteor Knuckle. They must have put Gregor there by accident. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sheet error.
I forgot to fix it on the sheet, sorry.
Ooh, no, that's davidvvv's fault.
Yeah, it is actually submitted as Gregor. I think it was the confusion because they're role playing as the dog in their profile picture.
Oh. Yeah, but this cust is actually insanely good. It is known as the crown cust. If you pay attention to the little red head, surrounded by that gloriously beautiful yellow crown. It is like full of great stats. We got double custom max, because that's a folder pack 1, which also gives you mega folder 1 too. So now we have access to 6 mega chips in our folder, and of course 8 chips to start off with, which is a great number. Decent amount of HP, 400 only, but that can be circumvented by those recover 300s played in the folder. And of course, we have Rush here to make sure our opponents are on their toes when using their invisibles.
Looks like davidvvv is playing this S code primarily. Logo splash for the defensive purposes for O, and of course you've got Meteor Knuckle and Neo Variable Sword combo. Slash Man SP and Element Man SP are going to be their SP Navis of choice here. Like you mentioned, they're going to be able to run those 6 Navi chips, 6 mega chips here. Element Man, Tengu Man, Erase Man, Judge Man. Most notably, you don't see any wind racks in this folder, so there's that Tengu Man to kind of make up for it a bit. Over on A for Average's side, you've got this 1900 HP setup. And it looks like it's a humor build, so we're gonna get the ×2 procs maybe. It's an L code primarily. It's running uninstall. It's got Element Man SP, Grab Man SP, pretty standard choices here. And most notably, big difference here is that it's got Hub Batch in it, so no Meteor Knuckle for that additional burst damage and panel breaking. Instead, you've got all the value of Hub.
Another thing I liked about this build is that it is packing not only first barrier, which is pretty difficult for people to deal with right off the bat. Sometimes you get value out of it in the form of people throwing chips into it instead of just using their Buster Gun, especially if they have Buster Jam. However, it also has anti-damage NCP, which means if you press B left, instead of taking damage, you'll throw a shuriken at your opponent. And it is an insanely powerful ability to have at your disposal. Of course, this is backed up by Hub Batch, which will give you a shield in case you get uninstalled, so at least you will retain a B+ black input in the form of either shield or your anti-damage to start off with. Very good coverage. It's very powerful against BDT as well. but luckily for a average, you're not playing as BDT right now. Outside of that, are there any last final thoughts?
I think the major thing I want to point out is that davidvvv isn't running any invis, opting instead for all of these barriers, right? 2 barrier 100s, barrier 200, 3 anti-damage, but no invis. So that rush in A4 averages folder in their Navicast is going to go to waste here, but it's only 2 spaces. On the other hand, A4 average is running a full panoply of standard defense, so triple invis, actually only double anti-damage, but a whole bunch of traps, right? Traps all over here. Element trap, anti-navi, anti-sword. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out.
All right, let's get it.
All right, I was having too much fun, but sadly we must go. So I have no idea what I've been doing, huh?
No, I've been watching it.
Okay, wait. Hold up. Hold up. Is this the incorrect matchup? No, hold on. Something's wrong. Oh, I see. Wait. Oh, give me 1 second. We have a technical difficulty here. Actually, we haven't used this stream in a long time, huh? There's probably a generation of people that haven't seen. Let's go over here for a second.
Actually, I want to see my man's, my homie.
We still need to open a store and have the yoga mat of this guy.
Yeah, this is my favorite guy. I like this guy. He's just at home, you know. He's feeling very plungery.
It's a blue collar mat.
You know, I never realized that normal Navi and Met have the same color scheme.
Wait, how?
I wonder if that, like, I knew that they were green and yellow, but I never, like, put it together. I've never seen them together on the same screen like that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. They're, yeah, kind of. Like, their primary colors are black, green, and yellow. That's actually really cute.
That was an excellent pick. Whoever made this, y'all was cooking for it.
Of course it was me.
Oh, true.
Wow. Why is normal Navi lying like that? Why would normal Navi not lie like that?
Because he's the best around. Nothing's gonna ever get that guy down.
Okay, we are ready to start. Apologies for the delay. So there will be the transition. I'm gonna go into the setup screen first. Unfortunately, this segment will probably be removed from the YouTube stream, so the live viewers have a special oopsie on stream to participate. Okay, let's. Okay, all right. Okay, let's go.
And here we go. This is it. Our Titans pitted against each other. Roll the dog. Well, metaphorical dog. He's actually a bird. He thinks he's a dog, though. Versus A for average. This is going to be interesting to see. Locking in Tengu Cross right away with anti-damage and a barrier to boot. I'm not sure what value they plan to get from Tengu right away. Maybe to use charge shots on these cubes and throw them into the back row. But your opponent is playing Dust. Okay, meaty Elect Dragon. Gonna take a decent chunk of damage.
Yeah, A4 average doesn't want to go into Dust yet because of Humor Bug and also the back B, right? Oh, well.
When you live in a cube. Oh, that was terrifying just now.
That was a 2-time step sword. Like, frame 1 2-time step sword.
Oh my gosh. That actually shook me, I'm not gonna lie.
Wait,
what a jump scare.
I just realized A4 average is basically Proto Man.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think they might still have anti-damage up. So davidvvv is not too worried about this depth sword. Yeah, there's the anti-damage. It will... Oh, nice. Dodged it, actually.
Magnum's going to take out the barrier 100. Ooh, nice bubble into Elec Pulse right there. End of turn rush coming up. Going to burn one of those invis from A4 Average's hand.
That does mean A4 Average only has 2 left, yeah.
I'm not sure if we're actually going to see a cross cancel given A4 Average's folder. They might just opt to take it.
You could use that to your advantage too. Element Man into something after the freeze is interesting, but not really groundbreaking, right? So I can see saving Element Man is better here in this situation. It's not like you could get a ×2 setup out of it. Oh, looks like they're gonna opt to take it anyway. There could be a potential crossover to Tomahawk to cover, so that makes sense to take Element Man here for that reason too. Wow, nice decross from the back B. Excellent excellent placement there.
Oh, Roundman SP gets blocked by that Magnum.
Nice placement, and then of course we have Element Man in the hand. We can go ahead and do a decent amount of damage. Did they get that back B in time? Oh, went for grass here. Interesting, don't want to deal with the sliding around. But this does make this Element Man SP very scary to deal with. ×2 on grass is a lot of damage, but if Average can get that E+ left in time, they might be able to not take any of the damage from this Element Man SP. It really depends here. Okay. Oh, good reflector. Gets counter hit. Not going to be able to keep that full synchro though, due to the humor bug, which is fine. Almost at it on the ×2 there from the humor, but just barely whiffed. Aqua Dragon in hand. Element Man, did you step in range? You fool! Take the double damage and the decross here. Gonna whiff on the... Oh man, this is not looking good for David here. A 1,200, no, 1,002 difference in HP will be circumvented though. We have these 2 recovered 300s in our hand and a Guardian, hopefully to try and defend our final points of health here. All right, that's a good aura to bring in. A lot of defenses coming out for Average here. What is going on? I don't even know if it was necessary to burn all that defense. Wow, look at all those defenses thrown away. I'm not sure what the decision making was on this. Maybe they just didn't want to camp it for the next upcoming turns, but if you're gonna lock in all those defenses, I'd rather be able to sit on them and, you know, draw out the match with some charge shots or something like that. Going for charge shots here is actually pretty good. You can even step down to get the recovery. Oh no, they are already getting recovery from the gas panel underneath them. This life aura is huge for davidvvv right now.
davidvvv about to drop this Judge Man and get some area back, but it's going to rely on A4 Average actually stepping away from the front.
Yeah, and I don't imagine that happening anytime soon. This Tengu is actually pretty good here. It will get rid of the life aura, but it's not going to be able to get rid of the anti-damage on top of it. Not much for Average to do in that situation, as they had no way of removing life aura, deciding to just camp forward and defend the area as best as they possibly could. Grab Bandage could be good here into a Slash Man conversion if they can time it right. Especially if you think a Tengu is coming into play in this upcoming turn to deal with your life aura. but it seems like not gonna happen. Windrat comes out from the average to the side, removes the trap. Could combo with the uninstall on it as well. And there goes your final trap too. Oh no, and they stepped off the panel. Okay, yeah, this is definitely a good point to try and use Slash here. You don't have to worry about a Meteor Knuckle TFC either, so it's not looking too bad. Grab Vanish does go off. Can you get the area grabs in time? No, he's gonna start flashing right away. Just hold on to it. Yep, there you go.
Ooh, the full damage, but it gets blocked by anti-damage here.
No, it doesn't! This is the element trap! Oh, the sword! No way! Oh, the kunais deceived us! Wow, anti-sword gonna go ahead and deal a ton of damage back. The kunais aren't sword property. Only the slash from the slash man.
Yeah, so only got triggered by that final hit from slash man itself.
Exactly. It deceives us all. I thought it was the element trap, and it's not at all what it was. It was the anti-sword. They knew it was coming. It was a good setup for
A4 average with that was a perfect answer there to the slash man SP. And I mean, the other option would have been a Neo variable coming out soon, right? Because davidvvv had been sitting on that for ages.
Rush gotta go ahead and get baited immediately, taking away that invis chip from average, but because of the barrier, they will not be paralyzed. Drops a Magnum on the anti-damage. Magnum just being such a popular pick right now in the meta and in the current environment, just because it deals a decent amount of damage, gets some crack panels and whole panels on your opponent's side of the field, and it just does so much. It's a great battleship to have access to. That step sword. That step sword is crazy. Very, very scary. That area grab actually protected davidvv from that range. And we do see the whiff there. But that would have been very spicy for early D-Cross and Tengu. Honestly, I'm not really sure why davidvv keeps going for Tengu in the first turn. Like, I'm not sure what you're getting out of this cross, really.
Maybe the nose is like a dog nose. I don't know. Maybe it's thematic.
Oh my gosh. If he confirms that, I don't know what to think at that point. Both players holding on to the chips in hand. I gotta say, I think Average is holding on to a life ore of some sort. That's kind of the impression I'm getting, especially since we saw the anti-damage. He doesn't want to lose all this value just to a Magnum, which is, of course, the value being the cross and the anti-damage at the same time. Again, Magnum being one of the best chips in the game. There's the bait. Okay. Yeah. Oh. A drop. Rare drop from davidvv here. Pull. Get the Elay fan too after the follow-up from Elect Dragon. Good damage. Can probably get the charge shot in here. Nice.
A 1000 HP difference opening up between the two players here in favor of A4 average. Also sitting on that trap that davidvv hasn't been able to take out yet. Camping Tengu this whole time. Not sure if it's really working out for davidvv. Guardian going to be dropped here now that A4 average swapped out of Dustcross. So at least there's that.
Guardian can pierce the invis here, which is why you don't see anyone going for it. Oh, any damage on it, gonna drop a fireball? Oh. Decides to go for the non-flashing damage in hopes to get a D-Cross. Doesn't get it though. Drops another trap here for the opponent. Not sure what this one might be. It could be anti-sword just to protect Tengu Cross from the Nero variable. And that does make sense because Tengu is a powerful cross to have, and if you can defend it and keep it for longer, It does give you a ton of value over time.
Yeah, and it is suspicious that A4 average is just camping forward center here to guarantee that if it is an anti-sword and it activates, there's no escape. You see a pretty awkward hand here. Still needing to punch through the trap when you have a bunch of sword chips in your hand.
It's just so risky to go for a sword chip safely because you don't know exactly what your opponent's going for. They changed process here, so maybe it isn't anti-sword after all, or maybe that's what average was. Oh well, there it is. It was anti-damage all this time, and maybe this one now is definitely got to be. Oh, nice
slash SP gets stolen away. davidvvv taking a huge amount of damage, down to 300 HP.
Average getting a little bit of that recovery on the back rows here, thanks to the grass panels. A well-timed Element Man could be the deal breaker. No baits taken. Oh, the decross here goes for the element. It will land. That's a sizable amount of damage, but is it too late? 25 HP is all that's left. There goes another Magnum. It's gonna make it very hard to avoid attacks. Oh, nice. Oh, the boomer.
Yeah, perfect finish from A4 average there, creating a zone of control there that you just can't step away from with the boomer machine gun combo. davidvvv was trying to camp the center there because it was a cracked panel. There was no way to get out of that.
Oh man, 6 best low back pain relief stretches. I gotta look at that right now. Okay, anyways, let's go to the setups for the next match, which is going to be the next match of losers first round. It's going to be Minoriko versus AndMySax.
Now, these are some more excellent looking folders in here. Now, Rico also playing Falzar, another Falzar Diggle. And this cusp is really interesting because it gives you access to some really good value in the form of beat, and of course that first barrier, right? And of course you have the custom 2, so you can start your hand with 7. You know what I'm noticing a lot in the most recent tournaments is people are starting to really value having larger hand sizes. Custom 6 was popular early on for like Gregar, especially since you don't really necessarily need a big hand to be oppressive with a Gregar build. You can just go for your charge shots. Hand of 6 gives you the ability to reg 1, and then you can probably have the 5 chips be whatever it is you draw into your hands, etc., etc. But even with Gregar players, we're starting to see a lot more Cuss 2 or Cuss 3 builds, right? And it's just having these larger hands is just so valuable in being able to dish out tons of damage, especially burst damage over time or immediately. And if you have access to more resources in your hand, the more diverse your turn can be.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, that is true. Getting back to the setups here specifically, Minoriko with that 1900 HP, it's a BDT setup, right? That's why it's fairly high HP for a Falzar build. You only really see this if you're going for like something like Hub or BDT builds or Hub BDT. In Minoriko's case, it is BDT, and so we're going to see the slow trickle of Dark Thunders onto the field. Looks like it is a full cuss drag here, right? Feeding into the attempt to reach BDT as quickly as possible. And of course, there's no buster stats because BDT. AndMySax's side, on the other hand, you have the attack for 1800 HP setup. You got Russian beat. There's no bug stop here, so you're going to have to pull that bug fix. You can see it's at the top of the folder there for that increased chance of grabbing it early. full cust as well, except it's tagged here. So both players running no gauge, but full cust. So again, this is going to be played in normal gauge. In terms of the SP navis being run here, AndMySax is only choosing to play 4 mega chips, it looks like. So Groundman SP is the SP navi of choice there. Minoriko, on the other hand, running the full 5, so Groundman SP and Element Man SP. Pretty much the same thing with the addition of that Element Man SP. It's going to be a pretty interesting matchup for the reason that AndMySax is running this W code, right? So it's very dependent on get and cheese. And Minoriko doesn't have shoes, doesn't have hub. So they're actually going to be super vulnerable to these get and plays. So the question is just whether or not Minoriko can hit that BDT early enough and start applying pressure back. Because W code's damage output on those get and turns is really crazy. It can get
crazy.
It can get really, really high. So most notably though, there's no boomers from AndMySax's W code. So you're gonna miss a little bit of that damage. Can be more dependent on the Gun Del Sol and Southern Black and so on. But I think that's it for me. Do you have anything else to add?
Now let's just get into the match, man. I think you covered it pretty well.
Okay, let's get into it.
All right. Immediately walking in dust. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, for sure you're going to see a turn 1 dust walk in. And the thing about BDT setups is that you're often running something like G code on the side because you want those Heat Dragon Wood Dragon combo, just some sort of elemental coverage besides just shooting out those BDTs. Often you'll see like bubble combo, right, to synergize with the BDTs, and you're going to see that in G code. So.
All right, here we go. Locking in. Beat's going to be baited immediately, taking away this mega chip that Minoriko queued up earlier on. Obviously, they know, of course, that beat exists in AndMySax's build, so throwing away an early mega chip towards that is probably for the best. And of course, full cust now start digging through our folder, hopefully to find BDT or bug fix relatively early. Oh, well, no bug fix actually, because we have bug stop in our cust. That's a lot of area.
It's AndMySax who's going to be looking for that bug fix, and notably here, AndMySax actually didn't manage to get that back B. It's not going to matter because plenty of time to do it now. Invis comes out for Minoriko, trying to buy more time.
Oh yeah, that definitely did connect. Oh, he dodged it! Wow.
There's the get-in. It is during Invis, but here comes a Gun Del Sol.
Just the one, and now we have charge shots to go for too.
Yeah, and now Minoriko is already going to be in a position here where you've got the BDT out. Okay, gonna have the beast to get out of this corner. But in normal gauge, you don't have a whole lot of time to shoot out these BDTs before end of turn. So Erase Man misses here.
Yeah, it was going to be difficult to land that because you only have the one panel. I think saving Erase Man probably... Oh, walking in and out of that. Big damage here coming out from AndMySax thanks to that tanking breath. Oh, so much damage.
Beat gonna swoop down here, take away AndMySax's Navi check, whatever that was.
All right, we were able to avoid the second Tengu breath. Hey, we do have slow gauge in play here. Now we are going to be able to drop the slow gauge, which is going to look very, very good for this BDT player here.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. I missed it. It's at the very top of the folder list, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I missed that one too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Minoriko is in a good position now. Oh, no, never mind. The uninstall machine gun 1 clipping takes out the dust cross, which is fine. You don't need dust cross anymore at this point, because you pulled your BDT and had quite a few turns. But
Nice. So much damage coming out from both players at this turn area, coming back to Minoriko here now, being able to drop down the BDT on the opponent's side of the field. It does look like AndMySax has a major advantage, but this hand can be devastating. We have a Bubble Star right here that can combo very nicely if that Thunderball persists into a free follow-up of uninstall and then a Grass Dragon. This could be a massive turn for Minoriko as they go into Spout here. Going for the Invis times 2. Oh, that's gonna hit 3 times. Oh, the combination is deadly. Oh, but the recover 300's coming in right on time here. Oh, Element Man.
200 damage from Element Man. That's going to be a D-Cross as well. And now a Tengu Breath.
That Tengu Breath was very important. They gotta last out just a little while longer than zoning from the BDT Thunderball, keeping them alive just a little bit longer. Such great positioning from Minoriko. That Thunderball was right there in the center. They had the IQ to stay on that top row. It's like, hey, if you want to come over here, be my guest and get this 12 HP, but you're gonna have to pay for it in 200 spam. And then dropping that end of turn BDT just before it ends is perfect here. And now we can shut out all this area. Life Orb coming up. Magnum's not going to be enough to get the KO. 1 HP and a Dream. Drop down the area as much as you can because now there's no way around it. You're going to have to deal with this. Oh, this Invincible is going to keep AndMySax alive. Oh, the Wind Rack is huge here. Far Sword. Right at the end of the turn. There's no way to dodge it. There's no way to stop it from coming. Ah, there it is. Far Sword. Yo, value. What's better than 1 Sonic Boom? 2 Sonic Booms. We played a Neo Variable too. Oh man, actually, hold on.
I was convinced Minoriko would actually had that in the bag with that hand, right? Life Aura, all those area grabs to guarantee the Dark Thunders. I thought it was over, but AndMySax pulling out all of the stops at the end there and finishing it with a variable sword of all things.
Oh man, in Twitch chat, we got Flaming Force with the Guile would be proud. Indeed, he would be. The Sonic Booms are impressive indeed. He even shot it from the back row too. True Turtle player.
That's true. AndMySax getting the one up there with the ice cubes, sitting comfortably in his belly now, waiting to be thrown right back out. That is 400 damage. You can't underestimate that. So the fact that AndMySax managed to get that might lead to something pretty nasty here coming up. Now, Minoriko has an option for counterplay here in that Erase Man.
Waiting for the TFC was very important here because B is still in play, of course, as we just started this new round. So being able to get that damage here is very, very good for Minoriko. Oh, nice, gets the damage here. Beat finally gonna trigger, get away with this chip here. But we got the follow-up. Oh, nice. And the uninstall early on and a cube for your troubles.
Yeah,
Right, Beat.
I almost wonder if it was better to just throw the Element Man SP into Beat instead of the Erase Man right there, because now you haven't decrossed, right? It's actually the same amount of damage.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's very true. It was 240. And the decross is more valuable here overall, right? I definitely agree. Maybe that's what they wanted here after all, but maybe they could have passed up to 240. I don't know. It's also preventing flashing too here in that situation. Wow. The one moment where it's optional to throw away Element SP, that's kind of crazy. Never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah, and that just goes to show you Erase Man really, really valuable as a chip when you're facing a Dust Cross, right?
Speaking of which, Here comes the race man of their own, AndMySax, locking it down with the bamboo sword. Oh, that's gotta hurt. And it's, of course, not going to be flashing here. So that means next turn we can do whatever it is we please. What's the possible follow-up here? This is a tough call. Like, Minoriko's really low on area, not too defensively inclined either. I'm not sure how they get out of this situation, Neryth.
I mean, it's really hard because Minoriko doesn't have Banish. They don't have a Banish or Revenge in their folder. So there's no way to really force AndMySax back other than like the wind rack, right?
Yeah, they're kind of just here at the whim. Element's gonna take this anti-damage for sure. Goes for the ice. Not gonna allow you to touch the center. I like that.
Ooh.
Get in.
So it's probably gonna be ice.
Still can't touch the center here, which is pretty okay. The drill drive waited for the BDT to come through too. I love it. I love it. Excellent, excellent play here. Just denying those thunderballs and dealing tons of damage at the same time thanks to Geddon. Such an impressive chip when used correctly and in the right circumstances. Geddon is just so much value, especially since it's a null chip on star code. It just does too much sometimes.
Yeah, and we're seeing why it's often hub BDT played together so that you can get that defensive value from the shoes. Geddon becomes much less viable against a hub BDT player than a BDT only player. So we see these bubble stars, but they're not going to do that much when they're just thrown out like that, right? Like Minoriko can't even finish a charge in that time. Really just buying time.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's just trying to buy some time. Groundman's not going to do any damage here either because of that well-timed invis defense here, and Gondel Soul will take the game here for AndMySax.
Yeah, very well played to Minoriko and AndMySax, but that does mean that Minoriko is eliminated and AndMySax will be moving on.
Okay, with that, I am going to go into the bracket real quick for a review. Okay, so that was the loser's first round. We just all played out. It was davidvvv versus A4 Average and Minoriko versus AndMySax. And so with that, we are going to be seeing Anime Caveman versus A4 Average and AndMySax versus Symes. Incidentally, it looks like the point of view for both matches just now were the players that lost. So it happens sometimes. Oh, right. So you were mentioning that it was a Falzar versus Falzar diddle again. I hate to break it to you, but actually in this top cut of 8 players, there was only one Gregar, and that's Symes. So you'll be seeing a lot more of those.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
We gotta root for Symes now. We gotta root for Symes.
Yeah, gotta put Gregar on that pedestal, man. Symes, come on. Let's see what you got.
Okay, with that, let's go into setups for our third round, which is again going to be the losers quarterfinals.
All right. Wow, who could have expected this one? It's a Falzar versus Falzar again.
Whoa, what? Really?
We just saw a BDT versus that W code. Now we're seeing Anime Caveman pulling out BDT as well. So this is the second BDT we're seeing in the losers bracket here. Again, this is another standalone BDT, no hub BDT. So pretty interesting choice here recently for players to just run these standalone BDT builds, which are a lot, I want to say they're a lot less defensively sound. But hey, if you can draw that BDT early enough and put out the pressure, it's still doing its job.
I mean, first of all, it's really interesting seeing BDT as popular as it is. We have, I think, 2 players here today playing BDT, which is not like rare, but it's pretty uncommon. You don't see a lot of BDT these days, but Anime Caveman definitely is an advocate for BDT in general. So it's actually pretty cool seeing him in top tables with one of his most beloved chips.
Yeah, it's a bad signs, you know. I think we're going to need to get the pesticide out, get rid of these pesky BDT players again. You know, I thought we stomped them out, but I guess it's been a while, starting to repopulate.
Yeah, man, if you leave a problem alone for a little while, they tend to grow back, you know, even stronger.
I don't know. In this case, it feels a little weaker. I don't have a lot of faith. I don't have a lot of faith in like the standalone BDT builds. I do think Hub BDT is the way to go. That's just me though. But yeah, looking more closely at these builds here, you've got the full array of buster programs here for Anime Caveman, right? Attack speed and charge max. So it's going to be Buster Bug, 1800 HP, Cust 8, but you've got that custom bug, right, kicking in as a result. Going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It is a really weird sort of BDT here. There's no bubble stars from what I can see. There's a little bit of R code thrown in for the uninstall and a little bit of elemental coverage, but yeah, often not the code go for G code or L code or anything. Pretty interesting choice from Anime Caveman. Very standard defenses here, triple invis, double anti-damage. You see those slow gauges tucked away in there. Roll 3 is actually in there instead of Element Man SP or Ground Man SP or anything like that. Opting only for 4 mega chips, which, you know, doesn't really matter too much when you're playing BDT. You've just got that near infinite source of damage.
Yep.
A4 average, we just saw A4 averages build 2 matches ago, right? So we've got the anti-damage Neryth, so that those back Bs are going to be pretty good. If that uninstall doesn't connect, even if that uninstall does connect, you still have Hub match.
Yeah.
So
this is why his build is so nice too. This is exactly the matchup that Average wants to see because of that anti-damage, because of that Hub batch giving you barrier. So he has very, very powerful tools to circumvent and play against BDT. It's going to be really hard for Anime Caveman to set up some traps or zones, especially without the bubble stars, at least like 1 or 2 in there. So it's going to be interesting to see how Anime Caveman overcomes this matchup specifically.
yeah, and usually like I said before, usually you'll see bubble stars with a BDT build because that creates a window where normally your opponent can actually just time their shield, Neryth, or reflector or whatever it is, right? They can just time their defensive Neryth program and block your Dark Thunders. Those bubble stars throw off their timing, give them the ×2 damage from the Dark Thunders, and really just make it a lot harder for your opponent to just block out your Dark Thunders. So again, Anime Caveman not having access to that is going to be really dangerous in a matchup where your opponent has access to 2 different defensive Neryth programs. So we're going to see how it is. I do think, just like you said, it might be tough for Anime Caveman.
All right, without further ado, let's get into the match to see how tough it is indeed. Right off the bat, this is a really great opening hand for Anime Caveman. We have the bug fix turn 1, and of course we have both barriers in hands as well. So this is going to be a very nice defensive turn for Dust early on. I do see the Recover 300s being put back with Dust Shoot next turn. Maybe Sanctuary and Area Grab will be too. Oh no, he's taking Area Grab now. Okay, interesting. Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah,
Nice.
Gen 1 not going to connect. It's going to get blocked by the barrier 200.
Nice. That's a lot of value for Anime Caveman just now, but what's going to make it hard to line up these ice cubes is the ice field, right? Not going to be able to touch the center row for a little while unless they decide to go for something like Aqua Cross. But there's no reason to do that right now, right? We want to keep building advantage with this dust as much as we can. And of course, we find our BDT early on. Very nice. What would have been a turn 3 is actually a turn 2 BDT now, thanks to this really powerful cross in the form of Dust Cross.
We actually see a very good hand here from Anime Caveman, both on turn 1 and turn 2, because you'll notice that Anime Caveman had the option of throwing that Justice 1 in with the rest of the chips and cycling it to the back, but instead they're opting to keep it because A4 average doesn't have shoes until they pop hub. So this Justice 1 is actually going to be a huge problem for A4 average trying to dodge the Dark Thunders coming out on the next turn.
Nice. He gets to defend this area just a little bit too. Workbug is really nice at avoiding these BDT Thunders. It's going to be a good time for average here, especially since they don't have access to those really powerful programs in form of anti-damage due to being in a cross. So at least we have Warp Step here to give us a really good movement option against these Thunderballs.
Yeah, and even though A4 average does have a great setup versus BDT, you have to keep in mind that Anime Caveman actually does have Buster Jam and full Buster stats. Like, this isn't your typical BDT build, right, where you're completely forsaking that. So Anime Caveman still has the flexibility, still has the options to put in some serious damage.
Yeah, Buster Jam just being a very prevalent strategy in this current metagame. Lots of people deciding that, hey, you know what? I can do a lot of damage with my B buttons. Why not do a lot of damage with my B buttons? Tengu Man is in the perfect setup here, gonna get rid of the barrier and, of course, that anti-damage. And there goes the value of first barrier. Look how long it took to get rid of that first barrier. And now your opponent has life aura. Of course, the BDT Thunderballs do 200 damage, but with Warp Step, it's gonna be pretty difficult to lock down average here. It's almost like this build is tailor-made to fight against BDT. Really good meta call on average's part here.
Whoa, thank you to someone for the $189 donation.
Whoa, huge donation. Thank you for the donation here from someone.
Answer must be someone.
Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate you. But back to the match, slow gauge is now coming down in play, which is not what is going to be too great. Oh, the bubble star into the Varsar combination here. Will decross and get rid of Tengu on Anime Caveman's side. Justice 1 going to do a decent amount of damage, but because of the access to Tengu, these holes will not be bothering average much at all. But maybe this area grab will. It's going to make it a little bit more annoying for A4 average to move around. Ooh, uninstall can't be dodged here with this. Guys, there's the uninstall. Where do you want to? Oh, element trap. Nice. That's going to paralyze as well. No follow-up. Oh, they step into the Thunderball.
Yeah, A4 average actually got greedy there, wanted to make it for the Tengu Rack punish, but ended up getting hit by that Dark Thunder anyways. Yeah, this is a very rough situation for Anime Caveman, but you have to keep in mind they still have a lot of chips in hand that can be used to get themselves out of this. But I think they're not able to burn through their hand quick enough to reach those options.
What I really love about A4 Average's Navicuss build here is that there's no custom bug. Only warp bug is given here. Now, this is really good because they can just sit on bug fix for as long as they possibly want. Like, they don't really have Buster Bug out of the gate either, so they're not losing value there. Oh, that's good. Good timing for this Reflector. It will last a decent while too and block both of these Thunderballs. Oh, so well played, so well played. Reflector value stocks going highly up. Definitely try attacking one if you have the ability to, or the space in your folder. Blue Star would be proud. Yeah, that was a good setup. You couldn't really dodge that one there. And now we know that this isn't an anti-damage, so we can just continue throwing out these thunderballs until they either change traps or find a way to, I don't know, maybe bait something out. We already saw element traps, so that's got to be anti-sword at this point.
Yeah, A4 average definitely actually could have dodged those Dark Thunders, but ended up panicking a little bit with the pattern. Didn't end up stepping correctly over Warp Step. But now with Tomahawk, it's going to be a little bit easier here. Groundman SP going to get blocked by this anti-damage, but it will get rid of some of the holy panels.
Oh, triggering anti-sword. Yes, nice play, nice play. Despite average being in the higher life lead, I gotta say, enemy caveman's been playing around this build quite nicely and are clawing their ways back into this match. We understand how the movement works for Warp Bug 2, so by placing on the upper and lower columns here, you can actually kind of set up average for a trap, and because they're in their cross, they don't have access to the anti-damage NCP. They're actually kind of looking for a way to get out of it at this point, you know, just so you can have access to anti-damage again, but it looks like they're just gonna be stuck.
I do want to note that A4 average is actually misplaying a little bit. Their setup is really good against BDT, but they're not using every available tool here.
Yes.
They could have let one of those Dark Thunders leave the field while they had Invis, right?
Yes.
But instead, it actually ate their anti-damage. So they're in a slightly worse position than they would be otherwise. Just not using every single tool they have to fight against BDT. But they do have a lot of tools, so we'll see if it's enough. That recovery 300 though, that's bad news for A4 average.
Crunchman will go ahead and take back these panels here with those books, giving it a little bit more breathing room. The trap has finally been removed too. ×2 Boomer, not gonna cut it. Gonna need something else. Light Dragon, not gonna cut it either. Moving around expertly, can definitely camp this Sanctuary panel too. And now we see Anime Caveman stabilizing here, starting off on the back foot, but over time, BDT can be just oppressive on its own, showing us that he doesn't even need these bubble stars at this point. Surely, it would make the job much easier, in my humble opinion. But hey, look at what's going on right now. Gaining control, gaining momentum over time, just throwing out a Thunderball, throwing out a Thunderball, throwing out a Thunderball. It's a lot to deal with, especially since Average doesn't have access to his most powerful tool, which is the NCP version of anti-damage.
Yeah, I do think A4 average definitely misplayed the situation. Normally, you'd be able to just deal with these BDTs with this build, right? Because you have both the anti-damage NCP and the shield from Hub Batch if you lose the anti-damage. But instead, because of going to Tomahawk, and I think A4 average just realized that, like, sitting in Tomahawk here is not good. And actually wants to go into Beast just to drop out of Tomahawk Cross. But this is too little, too late, and
yeah,
man, it's gonna take this handily.
Yep, and that's gonna seal the deal.
There goes the Heat Dragon finisher. And so you can see that even though A4 average has this build that's really fantastic versus most BDT builds, Anime Caveman really playing with all of these tools alongside the BDT, and
yes.
A4 average kind of fumbling the usage of some of their tools, and kind of I guess even like forgetting that, hey, this is your best tool for dealing with the BDTs, and you kind of threw it away when you went into that Tomahawk Cross.
For sure. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say like Anime Caveman's the best net battler ever, and he's like the greatest person, but he really does understand fundamentally how his build works versus like what A4 average has been showcasing for us, right? You know, going immediately into Tengu, why? You know what I mean? Like, what is the value in this moment to have a cross when you have anti-damage NCP, right? You're putting yourself in this position of, I can't lead this now.
Yeah, it's definitely questionable because you can see it doesn't look like there's a strong offensive or defensive purpose to this turn one Tengu Cross, right? So you're kind of just burning your resources for the sake of burning your resources. And now you're gonna have to either go into Beast or get rid of your Tengu by intentionally taking a sword hit, or you're gonna have to use another cross. Or another cross, like it's just started the cycle here now, where now you don't have access to your shield NCP, you don't have access to your anti-damage NCP, and it's going to be kind of hard to play from this position. Now, I'm not saying it's over, not by any means.
No, not at all, not at all.
Definitely a big disadvantage, though, right? You have to be very careful with your cross resource management.
Yes. Keep spitting, bro. Keep spitting. I'm listening, bro. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm just not understanding why, right? So if you were planning on turn 2 Tengu beast strats and going for uninstall and just start beast charging things, like, okay, at least there's that. I can give that to you. But we're not seeing that, you know what I mean? We're not seeing anything coming out from Tengu here. And now Anime Caveman, realistically, he's gonna want you to stay in that cross for as long as possible. He does not want you to leave this. He wants this here for as much as he can possibly abuse it.
Yeah.
This will allow for a quick win track. Yep, nice. Oh, that's gonna whiff.
Yeah, it's not gonna hit. Blue Mage 64 asking, did he assume he'd have another first turn barrier? That's a reasonable assumption, but you have to ask, even in that instance, is going to Tengu even worth it? Because I think we're all forgetting here because A4 Average hasn't been using it, but he's got Humor Bug.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Wow, we haven't really seen any Humor Bug from him. Wow. I mean, we did for a match. Not this match. We saw that versus was it Minoriko? Let me go back. No, it was versus David. We saw humor procs from the step sword, etc., etc. But we're not seeing a lot of that here, you know? Mindset is everything. So maybe this game was being played at a different time that Average was not used to. When did this game occur? You know what I mean?
Now, it's interesting that Anime Caveman brought the Barrier 200 and Lyphora while A4 Average still has the Tengu out, but they actually got decent value from it because they blocked the Groundman SP, which is the highest individual damage chip in A4 Average's folder. Is the 390 damage Groundman SP, and they blocked it, so they actually got their money's worth. Even though normally you think, wow, Lyphora and Barrier 200 just to block one SP nappy, like that's not good. But A4 Averages, that was it. That was their biggest threat, especially with humor, right? That'd be 780 damage, and it's gone. So, Anime Caveman can actually breathe a sigh of relief here.
Yeah, and now we see Anime Caveman going for their Tengu, which will allow them to readily and handily get rid of Lyphora, BDP coming up, Slow Gauge coming up, Area Grab coming up. We can't even throw this area up right now. Yep, Oh, and now we know it's not an anti-damage, so that means it might actually be anti. Element Trap.
Element Trap coming out. Oh, is it gonna be? Yeah, it's gonna be a D-Cross here.
Oh,
nice.
Foot mashing. Holy cow, dude. Wow. How did he make it out in time? Wow.
And now it looks like, oh, wow. A4 Average is double Anime Caveman's HP. Two recovery 300s. 2 recovery 300s. And A4 Average has Buster 1, right? Buster 1 stats. Hasn't popped Hub yet. So so they don't have a good threat from the neutral position anymore. There goes to uninstall Heat Dragon.
Yeah, this is looking really... Oh, wait, we have Reflector. We have our back Bs now, too. This is, why are we popping defense? You got back Bs.
Yeah, that was actually... That may have been a mistake on Anime Caveman's part. Going to
fall off? Nice.
It might have actually been better to not decross A4 average ever and just deny the use of that toolkit.
I agree.
Even though you got the uninstall in there, right? So A4 average is temporarily.
They got uninstalled by the Heat Dragon. They
can still pop hub batch and they're in a decent position. So temporarily it's fine. But I don't know if that was worth it long term. Yeah, here's no! Wow. You did that to yourself. A4 average. You did that to yourself.
You mean Element Man Star? Yeah, you mean S tier mega chip. Be grateful. That's terrible, man.
And here I was pointing out the potential problem with Anime Caveman's play. Oh, that's entirely gone. This is perfect now. Perfect situation for Anime Caveman. A4 average is backed into a corner. No counterplay left versus these Dark Thunders. It's going to be brutal.
And this is what I was talking about earlier on about Anime Caveman and understanding his version of this build. It's a war of attrition, and he knows each and every resources and when to use it. All I ever see from him is pretty good play with BDT. He's a very smart player, you know? And of course, he's taking advantage of these moments where average is making a wrong call. And he'll capitalize on it as fully as he can. Wow, losing the hub there was so huge. Not having access to that shield as the backup strategy, it's so dangerous, man. Like now what do you do? Now what do you do? You don't have another Giga. Like, I don't know, Meteor Knuckles to back up on. Your charge shots, attack one. I don't know, bro.
Oh yeah, this is over. Just Buster Jam, proc. Damn it.
Yeah. GG.
Yeah, well played to Anime Caveman and A4 average. That does mean Anime Caveman takes it against an anti-BDT build as well, right? Playing not even hub BDT, just this standard BDT R code.
Yeah.
Which I would say is kind of like it's not absolutely optimized, but it gels well with how Anime Caveman wants to play it. And so that's the most important thing. So but yeah, A4 average had all those tools, all of that help through the build in countering BDT, but just ended up fumbling on the important aspects of how to play the build. So it goes to show you how much how important it is to pilot it properly as well. You can't just run anti-BDT build and expect to win versus BDT. You've got to know how to play it and how to handle BDT, right?
Mm-hmm. And this is not to say like A4 average is a worse player than Anime Caveman. I believe A4 average is a really great player. He's very smart too. He understands how to play the game. He understands the fundamentals. And honestly, this build might not even be a true counter build, right? It's not really meant to be anti. But oh wow, as I say that, he says that in Twitch chat. That's actually really funny. yeah, that's really funny. He actually brought that up. But yeah, no, it just has the tools. Right? It just happens to have all these tools that are very good against BDT, but they weren't used necessarily in the most efficient way. And that happens sometimes. We don't all have perfect games.
Yeah, that's true. What's important isn't your performance in the moment. It's just improving for the future and being open and able to learn from your mistakes, right? And continuously improve your play, because we're all perpetual students, right? We're all just learning all the time. And regardless, that was an interesting set. Definitely showcasing some of the tools in both builds that are very interesting when you throw them together. But yeah, with that, I think we can head into setups for our next set.
Hold on, I thought the most important thing is that we're on community together, which means we are all united in hating player 0. You hate player
yes,
0,
our
right?
common-
A4 average? You hate player 0, right?
Yeah. Even when he's not around or something.
Actually, speaking of A4 average, I wanted to ask at some point, so I might as well ask it now. How are you supposed to pronounce your new handle, AHT? How are the casters supposed to pronounce that?
What? If I'm correct, I'll laugh harder. He said, "I really don't know." Right? He was like, "Hold on,
I really don't hate. Is that I really don't hate player 0? Is that I don't know how to pronounce it? You gotta let us know, because the casters have to figure that out.
True. Maybe you were supposed to.
Okay, so
it's okay.
all right.
There you go. I like that. I actually like that.
Okay, with we are on to our next match.
I'm just gonna be saying AT4 or AT4 average now from now on. It's gonna be
That's average. Oh my gosh.
We are in setups for AndMySax versus Symes. Oh, the one Gregor.
Symes playing Gregor. Very interesting here. Yeah, so AndMySax got that hub build, of course, with the +4 attack, 1800 HP. W code, right? W code is pretty scary. Again, I would always build my W code a little bit differently because I'm unhinged, but some people choose to be more reasonable with the way they play W, and I can't condone that. I think when you're playing W code, you have to just go full psycho. But it might work out here anyways. Symes also playing a bit of W code, just a bit, with some Black 3s and Magnums here. Playing it in Gregor though, and it's going to be a 1500 HP Air Shoes build. We do see the Gundel Force combo.
Also gotta mention that this is cracked shoes, right? Because Air Shoes is bugged and there's no bug fix in this folder. Not bug fix, bug stop in this NCP rather. So that means when Symes is moving around, you will see cracked panels start to appear. Eventually, those cracked panels will turn to holes as Symes walks over them again. This is what allows Summon Black 3 to be used in a way where you can just step multiple times into any direction, create a hole, and then use the Summon Black. It does give your opponent a little bit of a cue on what you're trying to do, since those holes will be generated over time, especially if you start spamming trying to find that hole. But overall, really solid build. Looks very interesting, honestly. We still have the attack max. We have the custom 2. We have everything that we need. I think this build is excellent, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, both players here bringing in some great builds. It's, of course, with a cracked shoes setup, this can rapidly go south for Symes, right? If Symes doesn't manage to pull bug fix early, it's going to be pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Especially against a fellow W code enjoyer, right? Because W code really likes it when you are out of movement options. When you're cornered, it just lays on the punishment. So we'll see whether or not Symes can pull that early bug fix, because that is just going to be, that's going to decide things real quick, especially with uninstall in play here for AndMySax, right? You're going to be able to take away the Air Shoes.
Absolutely.
Wait, what is that blue block in Symes' Neryth?
It's an attack +1.
Oh, no.
Is it? Because their picture has attack max. So that doesn't make it, like, their picture isn't matching with their...
Wait.
Huh.
Oh, no, I think,
No, that's charge max. That's charge max.
So those 3 red, that red clump at the top, that's not attack max.
Attack.
That's actually attack +1s.
And that's charge max in the corner.
That's cuss 2 on the top left side, charge max in the top right. There's no space for the max up there.
okay.
So those the blue two-parter and the red clump at the top, those are all attack +1s.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're ready to head into the set.
Let's do it. Okay, and now everybody in the chat, please give this Rhaegar player your energy so that way we may see Rhaegar continue to the heights at which we know it should be at. Oh wait, actually, this is from AndMySax's point of view. Ah, how interesting.
Yeah, the setup was also from AndMySax on the left side.
Yeah, it was. I don't know why I thought this would be. I'm just confused. Okay. Oh, ew. we see Rocket Hunter x Hunter in YouTube chat. Go Falzar. Oh no, we see Monkey Boy to 211.
Oh, that's a spicy opinion. That's spicy in a 7,000 one Gregor top cut.
Oh my gosh. Long live the Falzar players to push his glasses. Oh man. Alright. There goes Beat taking away a mega chip from Symes' arsenal. Not sure which one it is. Goes for Ice here. This is a good option because now we can step forward and now regain movement at least between 3 panels instead of being forced to be locked down by Symes. Oh. Charge shots can rank up a lot of damage over time, especially in a Geddon field, but because of the utility that Element Man not SP, just Element Man in general gave with that placement of the ice panels, it allowed AndMySax to not get truly locked down, but Symes was able to navigate some damage either way, so.
Yeah, and we may see a turn 2 Erase Beast come out here.
Yeah, you know, I know this was a while ago, but one big thing that came out of our discussions and watching Symes was that he wasn't utilizing the beast charges very, very well. But even now, we're not seeing a lot of those beast charges coming out as Symes opted to keep onto this charge shot instead. Dropping a Magnum, nice. That's gonna be some juicy damage. Oh, good beast charge. That was so fast. Another one. Okay, goodbye to both of those. You know what? Take 200 or not take 200. You know, I guess I'll take the not 200. That sounds pretty good to me. This could be a spicy turn. I'm not sure about the placement of the bamboo sword before the wind rack. Like, you could wind rack into bamboo sword, and that'd be pretty spicy. They're trying to maintain this judgment here. Yep, nice. To get back these books now to get this area back. Nice, nice. Gets the decross at the tail end of that turn. Very well done. Is AndMySax gonna lock it in a cross change here? I wonder.
Yeah, and that might have been a little bit sloppy on Symes' part, letting so many feathers connect with the barrier 200 for free over the course of that turn. But just gonna go into heat immediately, try to get this B cross, but.
Ooh, nice. Ooh, I love heat cross so much damage on that charge shot. Must be respected. Decent damage coming from the summon black, and as the anti-damage comes in after, not too bad, but now Magnum's gonna go ahead and deal with that anti-damage as well. Yeah, this is Cussbug rearing its ugly head. AndMySax does not like what you're seeing right now. Going for Dust right now is an excellent decision too. You can go for this full Cuss here and try to find this bug fix earlier than later. Nice defense the area. This full Cuss is so much value right now. Nice, gets the cross here too. Takes the damage here. I love it. I love it. HP is expendable, but this life aura isn't. Likelihood of Symes having a chip in hand to deal with aura too, very unlikely. And now we can go for two very quick dust shoots. Oh, I don't know if I like the decision to keep that hand. I mean, we have focus, but we're gonna have one less chip to choose from, so they'll have to go for all three or hub batch into that turn to maybe gain back all that the Cuss. So using hub batch during custom bug, does that give you the full 8 and then it starts ticking down again the following turn?
It brings you up to it brings you up to 8 and then starts ticking down again. So
that will give you time. Just don't choose the hub batch. Perfect. Throw those two away. Did we find it? Just the one? Oh, ambitious. Ambitious. Okay. Lock it in. That's the only choice you got now, homie. Like, what are you waiting for? That's all you got. Nice, nice. There goes the hub. We can sit on this invisible for a little while longer. Ooh, double wind rat gets the second one too. Nice. Charles making one impact. Can get a couple more. Nice, good trade for Symes here. And a turn rush. AndMySax playing very well. I like this right now. And there's our bug fix. Okay, we stabilize. Uninstall in hand is pretty good for interrupting charge shots too for Symes here. If they can get that to land, it'd be very, very good. I actually respect going Tengu here with the uninstall because now you can deny the barriers in case they do come up. Nice. I actually like that a lot. Good sequence of chips here. Immediately drop the bug fix. You can even drop this area grab down too. Buster Bug doing wonders here. Nice. Life Aura. Gets the rush, okay. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're against Tengu. There's gonna be an instant back B here, but just getting the value there of blocking the rush. Ooh, freeze at the end of the turn.
Off a Buster Bug? Nice, gets it. Nice. Very low on HP, but AndMySax does appear to have the advantage. We have getting in hand after an uninstall and 2 Gundel Souls in hand. Symes is gonna have to have something for this. This is a KO turn if I ever seen one, Neryth. I don't know. I think you're trying too hard to style. I think you saved this Neo variable. Okay. Nice. Nice. That's so much damage. A lot of value there just now. Does the Thunder Beam hit? No, it doesn't. And this, you're too far away now, too. Nicely done from Symes. Not going to get their own. Goes for the charge shot here. Yeah, you can't just go for that. Oh, the Kernel Force.
Oh, all right. Well, that was quite a finish. That grab revenge there did so much work.
So much work. That was the most impactful grab revenge I've seen all tournament, honestly. Doing a massive amount of damage in addition to being in the right space, Symes was in that back row, and now you can't push forward and use your DDS either to finish up that game, which is why you usually want to have Beast out when you go for that combo with the Geddon Gundel Souls, because you need to be able to be over those holes in order to go ahead and get the DDS damage in.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? AndMySax burned their Beast fairly early. Symes didn't use their Beast at all.
Yeah, not even a little bit.
Yeah, now turns out Symes didn't need it there, but yeah,
oh, this is good. This is good. Rush is not good. Oh, the team let him TFC. You should have just done a charge shot him. You were lucky, AndMySax. Oh, you escaped. I would have just started throwing them charge shots down. I'm like, you stuck here with me, boyo. Gonna have to use that Andy. Oh, wait, I have Rush. Oh, yeah. Dang. Oh, this is an early uninstall. Does Symes have a barrier? They will have an opportunity to use some new chips here. Every grab comes down. Is there a barrier? Lion Farm, very nice. Now, the choices here are for AndMySax to actually hold on to this and just next turn go into Tengu to deal with the barrier and hopefully get the uninstall. Nice, good damage here. That Invis actually was really good for AndMySax because they didn't take 3 of those charge shots, they only took 1. But yeah, like Neryth said, this is the turn where we go for Tengu here. We don't choose any chips, we have to lock in. But does Symes have another way to I can just dodge it! I can just dodge it! Ooh, two Buster Procs back to back in a row though, okay. Fighting back. Oh, that was huge dodge for Symes here. Oh, why did you? Oh, okay, the turn's about to end, so maybe not enough time. Okay.
Symes was camping top. It kind of looked like he knew that it was going to be an uninstall turn.
Yeah, definitely Symes' positioning there, which is what allowed him to do the fancy footwork, get through that machine gun uninstall untouched. Definitely looked intentional.
That was really close though. He had to step through the machine gun.
Ooh, SoulXCross coming in.
Slash is not feeling too threatened. There's a grab. There's a grab man SP.
That forward buffer though, retaining that partial +1, the most important panel, right? Now you can threaten SoulXCross this whole turn.
Symes, what happened? Oh, that was supposed to be some juicy damage. But Symes missed it, and now just gonna have to deal with the consequences of not getting that D-cross. I mean, it's not the biggest D-cross ever, or most important D-cross, but the damage would have been really nice.
Hold on, what is this? What is this turn? Hold on, what? The uninstall missed Symes' air shoes. Right? Those Gundel Souls. Yeah, you want to beast charge them, but are you really gonna spout beast charge them? Like, wait a second. What are you doing? What are you cooking?
All right. They realize the folly of their decisions. They are now going for Tomahawk.
I mean, realistically, it should be ground. Ground is the best shot of really getting a lot of damage and value in with the beast charges. Right? That's just my opinion. Is if you want to burn through these Gundel Souls and actually get value with them, you would be going to ground.
Yeah, for sure. I think ground is the right call, especially now that your opponent has gone for Slash Beast. They're gonna end it with Slash Beast X. Oh wait, but that's not true. Magnum will go ahead and deal with a lot of these soldiers. They won't be able to spawn over those holes, and of course, we do have access to status guard now. Oh, okay. Oh, that sequence could have been really unholy. I don't even think he needed to take the Gundel Soul, honestly. I feel like he just used them for chip charging at this point, right?
Yeah. Like, it should just go into these charges.
There's no way to lock down the centermost row here because Air Shoes is still in play. So it's gonna be interesting to see how AndMySax converts off of this line of play. I think starting off with the Groundman SP was the right decision, but Symes switches off of it very cleverly.
Oh, nice invis block.
Good defense.
AndMySax should have used the Groundman immediately during the recovery because of shift lockout. Since I think Symes used 2 recoveries there.
All right, here comes AndMySax's own recoveries popping up. Gonna bump them back up to almost 800, but yeah, it's still a very hard position for AndMySax to play from, especially with slow gauge being dropped.
Summer Black gonna do a nice amount of damage here as well. Quick 260. Got some beast charges for you. Oh, going for it. Oh, good area grab. That's going to be able to deal with the anti-damage. Very smart for Symes to just stay out of that back row. Good job with the Judgment. Going to get back all this area now, too. This is looking very, very strong for Symes here. No more access to beast charges, but that's okay. I think we do have a few more tricks up our sleeve in the form of maybe Charge Cross or even Electros. So Beggar, not without options of dealing damage at any time. Always can just go into a cross and hey, free DPS, free pressure.
I don't think I would aura here. I think I would actually try to go for the kill turn. Because I don't know if he's gonna last.
Yeah. This could buy you some time. Does the wind rack already in hand? No wind rack. Okay, so we can chip charge this.
No, don't chip charge. You have to use it. It's your only way out. If AndMySax has one more, oh, that's way too early. It's in slow gauge. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, but Symes has air shoes, no? He didn't get all the stuff.
Oh, right. He dodged on and started, right? Yeah, never mind. It's over.
It's kind of just over. This is all the damage in hand, though. Actually, hold on. We might be able to do something with this. And since Mega Man is standing on a whole panel, it's not like they will suffer the consequences of being stuck, which can give AndMySax a play line. This is tough. This is tough for AndMySax. There's so much HP to chunk through. And all these tips basically give flashing, which is time for, okay, there's the wind rack, recover 300. That doesn't feel very good. Okay. Ooh, good shot.
Yeah, and that means Symes takes it. Well played to AndMySax and Symes, but wow, that uninstall miss, right? Symes managing to dance through that, step right through the machine gun there, positioning at the top to make sure that it doesn't get clipped right away. That really was pivotal. That was a match decider right there. So yeah, well played to Symes. And congrats on taking that set.
Yeah, and now we're going to see Symes progress even further down the line.
Okay, so I'm going to run the bracket real quick to do a review there. So we just saw the losers quarterfinals play out. So that is going to be Symes and Anime Caveman advancing. So that's it for A4 Average and AndMySax, sadly. So we are going to have Anime Caveman versus Symes next in the losers semifinals. And with that, let's jump into the setups.
Now, Anime Caveman and Symes, we've both seen these setups already. What are some key things that we need to pay attention for this match, Neryth?
Again, uninstall BDT. How early Anime Caveman pulls BDT. Symes' Gundel Force combo timing, right? It's got to be at the exact right time to inflict maximum damage and take down enemy caveman. Symes might opt for an ultra aggressive playstyle here versus BDT, but at the same time, enemy caveman is going to be able to fight back even before the BDT fall, thanks to the attack max, speed max, charge max, right? Bug Buster, this 1800 HP, it's actually a little bit bulkier than Symes. So I feel like Symes is actually at a fairly, I won't say it's a big disadvantage, but it's a slight disadvantage here. Big things here to keep in mind. Geddon plays from Symes gonna have to be early, gonna have to be big to get that damage in, make it stick versus enemy caveman. Basically, as soon as the full cust gets dropped, the turn right after, that's your cue to start trying to get in as much damage as possible before the BDT drop. Because once your opponent drops BDT, Rhaegar is so Buster focused that it's possible for a Falzar player BDT to kind of deny and mitigate a lot of damage from Rhaegar just through clever positioning and keeping that Dark Thunder in front of them. So Symes is going to have to play around that, going to have to hope for good chip sequence and good timing on their offensive combos here. It's going to be an uphill battle, I'm not going to lie. But if Symes does manage to get in enough damage early, it's possible that enemy caveman is going to be put in a bit of a crater and with no way to make it out, and Symes could just finish things off with those dreaded Rhaegar chart shots, right? But I think it's going to take some clever play here from Symes in order to come out on top. Maybe pulling out the right cross beast combo at the right time in order to just to end the caveman back. Aside from that, both players are running slow gauge, right? So definitely going to be a bit of a grind. We're going to see some long, brutal turns of just dodging BDTs or just trying to stay away from Rhaegar charge shots. Either way. But yeah, I hate Buster Jam. Just putting that out there. I absolutely hate it because with the advent of Buster Jam and the popularity of the incredibly widespread usage of it, the popularity of Buster Jam builds, it has really reversed this sort of situation where in the past we would have been way more comfortable in saying that, oh yeah, enemy caveman's at a disadvantage until they pull the BDT. With Buster Jam, it's kind of like, no, if you're player 0, you could just delete the Rhaegar. Like, you could just get lucky enough and delete the Rhaegar without BDT pull. Just Buster Jam them while they can charge shot you. So it's way more of a toss-up these days. Whereas before, BDT was more steady and like certain. Now, thanks to Buster Jam, you can't even say that. So we'll have to see how this plays out.
All right, let's roll the clip. I love that Great Battlers. Oh. Great Battlers is like the best team ever.
And we see the turn 1 bug fix. We see, I think that's the barrier 200, right? Oh wait, yeah, that's the barrier 200. Slightly different icon there. We see machine gun 1 waiting to be paired with the uninstall when it gets pulled. And the field too. These ice cubes and the ice panels, that's also good for enemy caveman here. So Symes gonna have an uphill battle here. Going into erase, gonna want that turn 2 erase beast. Geddon being just thrown out right at the start here. Wants to get in some damage, knock out this barrier 200 maybe, but it's gonna be tough.
Symes is going to want to bait out those rock cubes here. We will see, now that the turn's over, thanks to that full cust, we most likely will see a beast out coming from Anime Caveman just to play around these Geddon panels. There is a second Geddon in Symes' folder, so maybe that second one will be playing a pivotal role later on in the match. But as of right now, yeah, there's just so much counterplay to get in for Bowser players specifically because they can just do that from their cross selection.
Yeah, and that's really the crux of the matchup here is that Symes is cycling 5 chips away. Anime Caveman throws 5 chips and gets this turn 2 BDT. Symes, on the other hand, with Gregor, you don't have that versatility. No. You don't have the option. You're at the mercy of the chip sequence. And so Symes is just hoping, praying that the chips come out when he needs them. And Anime Caveman, on the other hand, look at that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a cross change is very profitable for Symes here because that means they won't have the access to those cubes anymore. So this would be really nice for Symes to see. He's gonna lose that barrier 200 if you go into Tengu, of course, but I don't want to deal with 2 rock cubes either, or rather 2 ice cubes. So that would be nice. You know, it's probably the fact that Anime Caveman doesn't want to deal with a turn 2 beast out that they're going for Tengu as opposed to staying in, oh, no beast out even came out, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, Symes doesn't want to waste the beast turn, right? They want to take care of this defense, the barrier 200 and the anti-damage before they go into beast. So we'll see how that plays out.
Nice. Gonna get paralyzed for it, but we'll get rid of that anti-damage, which could be a bigger deal than initially perceived, because now we can go for something very cheeky, like, hey, maybe a turn 2 kernel force. That would be insane to look at right now. There is defense in Anime Caveman's hand here, as they are thinking about bringing both of them into the next turn.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough here. Symes does have, this looks tempting to go into Erase Beast, right? But you're already losing the value because your opponent has already pulled BDT and already has their bug fix. They already really got everything they needed from that dust. So I think this might actually be, yeah, exactly, a cross change here. Erase just does not have as much value. Barrier grabs cancel each other.
Yep. The only thing that Symes has to really worry about in Charge Cross now is that wide shot, and of course the Element Man in the front row. There is no bubble stars to really worry about, but the wide shot is positioned well, can't miss, right? So that's a very big chip that you kind of have to deal with. You could theoretically, though, charge tackle through a wide shot, but I guess that's really up to your opponent on when they time letting go of a wide shot. And of course they have to have it, as we don't see it in hand for Anime Caveman yet at all. So it looks like Charge Cross is going to stick around for just a little while longer.
BlueMage64 asking, wait, why did he pop Aura? I think he can just blow it away. Yeah, there's no way that Aura is gonna last, but dropping at end of turn means it has to be dealt with immediately like that, and it means that Anime Caveman's gonna be in Tengu. You can guarantee they're gonna stay in that cross for another turn. But really, there just wasn't much way to get life aura value there anyways. And versus BDT, at most it'll block a single Dark Thunder, so it's
nice.
Yep, there it is. The charge tackle.
Nice. Excellently used the charge tackle here, just denying all these Thunderballs from being a threat at all and getting them off the table effective immediately. But here it is. This is, in fact, the white shot I was talking about earlier. Symes has to have something to deal with this one chip. It's easier to deal with Element Man if you avoid your front row, but here is where the problem lies. We need to have an out to this white shot in order to keep momentum on our side if you're playing as the Gregor player here. It's gonna give him less room to deal with it. Charges are not up yet for Symes at all, so this could be a very easy decross. There's no anti-damage. That is huge. He's gonna want to shoot it off, of course, with this Buster Gun. This is gonna force the situation that Symes can take it. Capitalization off area grab again, drop down, run to the front row. Waiting for that Buster proc, not getting it. He needs to find a Buster Block in order to be able to deal with this charge track. Oh, there it is. Oh, he tried to retreat and just didn't have anything else to deal with it. There goes that remaining strategy to deal with these BDTs, and now is back to a neutral kind of state.
So A4 Average keeps asking why I say I don't like Buster Jam. That's another instance, right, where Symes has everything calculated out. He has all of the resources allocated, and in Tengu Cross with BDT activated, you should not be able to pop that without having to use some sort of damaging chip.
Yeah, but Buster Bug is...
Wait, A4 Average keeps asking why you don't like Buster Bug. Well, I hate Buster Bug, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that is a great reason. That's a great reason to not like it. Just look at what happened right there. Yeah, it takes away a lot of the calculation from the game, is what I would say. It adds a lot of chance and adds a lot of instances where you can no longer.
Nice. What's the things for panels? Nerf the damage on this kernel for so much more. And now BDT is doing its job as intended.
To be honest, I don't think Symes should have given up Erase. I think he should have actually just went Erase Beast with those chips earlier.
I kind of agree.
I don't think you should ever give up Erase unless you really need to.
It is honestly, Erase Beast is the best Beast Cross combination in the game, in my opinion.
Because
I feel like it just does so much.
Obviously Symes couldn't see Anime Caveman's hand, but that's the thing, right? There's not many ways to actually wall Erase Beast.
It off, yeah. You kind of just have to deal with it.
All Anime Caveman had was one life aura. That was the only thing they had to block one hit. So they would have had to dodge, and they didn't draw their Sanctuary yet. So if Symes had used the chips he had in his hand in this Beast Charge, the Anime Caveman would be at 100 HP right now before the HP bug. So that just shows how strong Gregor is, in my opinion. He would have had to hit with BDT and then do a left B. Except he can't. He has BDT, so he doesn't have to Tengu Charge. He had no checks.
Yeah. I think this is a fair comment from Stray Sign Wave. It took almost all of Symes' turn to pop the anti-damage with Buster Bug. And Symes, he got a couple of charge tackles in that time and was able to do some damage and pressure in that time. It took over half of the turn to get rid of it.
I mean, it took over half of the turn, but Symes doesn't want to line up because he's risking his anti-damage. So he only had chance to do 3 charge tackles in a slow gauge turn. In slow gauge with Gregor, you should have the better neutral and pressure, right? But that wasn't the case at all.
Yeah, I really don't like this the idea that it almost took the whole turn to pop the Buster. First off, that's totally luck-based. It's totally luck-based. It could have gotten popped with literally the first shot. If it was player 0, you'd lose it right at the bat, right off the bat. So it's first off, it's totally luck-based. Secondly, it doesn't matter that it took the whole turn. So it's not like it's a crucial thing. It wasn't the worst case, but it's still just something that I feel like shouldn't happen. But as far as
it's the fact that it happens at all. That's the problem, right? It's not that it took half a turn. It's that it can happen where it's gone, luck or not, right? And I don't care how long in the turn it happens, but
I mean, look at this, right? This is the end of Anime Caveman's folder, right? This is not custom bug.
Nah, this is not custom bug.
Yeah, so this is the end of their folder, and they just did 6 hits of BDT or something like that. Without that Buster Jam proc, Symes would still be in charge. He would not be getting hit by any of these, and Anime Caveman would be in the end of the folder. It's just from that one Buster Jam proc.
I mean,
that the situation is like
that person at this point. Buster Bug might be what finishes Symes off instead. That's actually really funny to think of it. But you know what? Honestly, I don't dislike it, right? Because I feel like having options is always better than not having options, and Buster Bug is an option. That is an option that is available to you and rewarded to you based on how you build your Navi Fest, right? And that should be rewarded. It should be.
But it's just RNG upon RNG, because if you have Buster Jam, if you're investing in a bug build, you probably have bug fix, in which case drawing bug fix earlier is also just better. You have multiple things that are working for you in terms of RNG, or it could not work for you.
Symes is playing so beautifully right now around these BDTs. I gotta say, this is really good. And Symes is actually winning in terms of just the one. It is so hard to play around those so consistently. Symes was winning in terms of damage judge is what I was gonna say, because his opponent already had used to recover 300s. Yeah, commentators first, you're right.
I mean, you're saying that you like having options, right? But what if I just had a gold chip in my hand that just instantly deleted you at any time? That's an option I have. It's good that I have that option, right?
I think the whole discussion about it is, it sounds reasonable from like the pro Buster Bug perspective until you realize how little of an investment you need to have Buster Jam. Like just how little bit. You have to not run Bug Stop and have at least one Buster program in your Navicust bug. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's incredibly easy to do. Yeah. So it really heavily penalizes anyone who wants to run Bug Stop.
It's
an outsized advantage.
Look at that damage. They have better neutral than Race Cross right now. They've gotten more hits off.
It's great.
Right?
Wow.
That's 200 damage.
I mean, it's real. It's real.
Yeah, this is
damage from SMB.
This is a standard battle theme. This is the virus battle theme in 4.5. It is very good though. But yeah, like, no, seriously, if you look at that previous round, if Buster Jam was not involved, Symes actually just has that just completely solidly, just with Charge Cross.
You know what? I feel like Buster Jam has been the deciding factor on whether or not, like, people are gravitating towards Falzar or Gregor more, right? Because I feel like Falzar benefits so much, not so much more, but a little bit more because they don't have the charge shots that Gregor does.
Exactly.
They have extra block.
If you're lucky, you just have similar or better neutral than Gregor, and that's Gregor's like entire thing besides Kernel Force. Like,
let's look at it in some perspective, right? We have Aqua Cross that is base 70 flashing, quick charge, but my Buster bug is 50 on a proc, non-flashing, so I can keep doing that. Right?
I mean, it's harder to dodge too. It's harder to dodge Buster shots than it is to dodge Spout or Dust, and those are the only ones that actually go down the line in Falzar. Like, I sided a lot, but there was a Blood Moon top cut match where Symes was Gregor with Sanctuary using charge shots, and he lost. He did less damage than player 0 with Buster Jam, attack 5 Buster Jam without Sanctuary in a turn. And that's just pure RNG.
Yeah, I actually do think if there's one thing I could change about Battle Network 6, it's probably actually Buster Jam. Because it's true. I think when you look at the way it balances out and everything, I do think the Buster Jam and this entire match, we're just talking about this instead of the match. But the fact is that it's deciding the set, so it's actually related. It's not a complete tangent. We're actually talking about the thing that literally decided the last match.
Right, like that should be the weakness of BDT too. That you can't, like, you don't have other charge shots, so you need BDT to pop the anti-damage or use a chip. But
I mean,
again,
in this situation, right? If we're going back to the match, is Symes going for Buster Bugs, and he's not getting any of them, which is actually really funny, but he has it, right? I mean, the fact that he has it and can go for Buster Jam in this situation makes Slash Cross a little less useless, because now we have a way of continuing some damage even without the area grab at our disposal. So, like, it's fair in the fact that both versions have it.
no, I think it definitely favors Falzar by far.
It does.
Yeah, also, again, it's basically free in a bug build, and if you consistently draw bug fix in matches that matter, so aka top cut, at the top of your folder, you just have more space in your Navicust because you can fit more things in without bug stop. So you just objectively have more stats, plus Buster Jam having neutral.
Yo, this is the funniest take ever. Monkey Boy 2011 in Twitch chat saying, I think we should have a PZ cross transformation in this game. Its abilities will be turn 1 bug stop or bug fix and insane Buster Jam procs throughout the rest of the match. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we should just all be player 0. Because if we're all player 0, then no one's player 0.
No, you don't want to do that. Player Zero's luck will just be redirected. Like, he'll just get perfect chip sequence every single game. Even though he already gets almost perfect chip sequence most games, it'll just get even better. His luck will just redirect itself. You can't stop Player Zero.
See, again, hindsight is 2020, but if you look at a previous match, Symes made the mistake of trying to play methodically, and he got hit by 1 Buster Jam and it was over.
One Buster Jam did decide that match. It is true.
That's why I think with the way the meta game has developed for a community like this at this high level play, it is actually just better to, if you play Gregor, you just want to do as much damage as possible. So don't give up that Erase Beast. If they can't punish you, just Erase Beast.
Yes, I agree with that. I think that is a big deciding factor too. Utilizing Erase Beast is so important. Like, wind chips are good in this game, but they're not amazing. We have Windrak and caveman SP. The other wind chips in this game either require a setup to play or don't do damage, right? And I'm thinking about Tornado and wind boxes or something like that, right? So it is a very hard cross to punish.
That is really rough, by the way. Symes has 2 wind racks in his folder, but he was forced to not get rid of the Sanctuary, but use Element Man SP Ice to get rid of the Life Aura.
Yeah, and I think that's also showcasing one of the extreme differences between BDT versus Gregor, because BDT is actually a build where you can just sit with you have so much flexibility in how you handle your cust and your hand, right? Because the mainstay of your build is just your charge shot with the BDTs coming out. Whereas Gregor is literally just forced to use what they pull, and if they don't pull their answer, they have to play extremely suboptimally. So I think the fact that there's such an extreme difference between the two, between not the 2 versions, but between most Gregor builds and BDT, that it's made worse by the fact that with Buster Jam, you can step on Gregor's toes and basically muscle in under turf of having that steady DPS advantage, right? That neutral game advantage.
So Marco's Games and YouTube chat is asking, if Tango allows ROM patching, could there be an exhibition tournament where we balance bugs, or at least a cycle? I actually have been thinking about this. It wouldn't be a patch, but just having a tournament where everyone has to use bug stop. Like a non-bug tournament. I wonder how it would actually go.
That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Or, I was also thinking maybe banning Buster Bug. But that's kind of hard to do.
I'm actually thinking about that, and I do think either a Buster Jam rebalance or Salad just suggested, a bug stop build tournament or event. That would be really interesting to see, because a lot of the I hate to put it like this, but in my eyes, a lot of the cheesier builds are really dependent on not having bug stop in your build, so that you can fit in all of this crazy stuff in your Navicust. Whether that's extreme bulk.
Wow, Buster Bug.
That was Buster Bug. That wasn't the BDT getting rid of it. Yeah.
You know what? That's also a huge buff to BDT in general, because you shouldn't have. Oh, this is what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Makes so much more sense, Salad. I understand what you're saying, because you get back your P shot because BDT. Oh. So even in Beast Out, you get access to regular P shots because you're using BDT. So now you always have Buster Bug on deck. That is so true. Wow, I didn't even think about that.
When it comes to bug navi customizers, there's actually not that many builds in terms of competitive builds that people run. So ironically, I think actually having a bug stop tournament would actually have more variety in builds.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I think at this point, bug stop would actually increase build variety because we think about it and we're like, oh well, Buster Jam, it's good to have options, right? But Buster Jam is actually the opposite of having options. It's creating options in play that are random. It's giving you random option, like a random option.
And if you have custom bug, if you're greedy with custom bug and you don't draw bug fix, then you just don't get to play. Or you draw it early and you just play, you get to play way more than everyone else, actually.
Yeah. I actually played a game with Minoriko last night where I was running like custom bug like max in a Gregor build. And drawing early bug fix with that is just ridiculous because I had double gigas. It was a lot. It was a lot to deal with, you know? And it's so like, it's so min-max and it's kind of like not great.
Oh.
Good beast charge. We should see maybe one or two more. Nah, we get a decross instead.
Nice,
Okay.
cancels the charge.
No, wait, hold on. We're fighting back. We're fighting back. This could be it.
Another showcase of how good Gregor Beast charges are. Because even without the counter hit, it would paralyze the CF more. Oh, nice. Yeah, look at that.
Nice,
And crash the panels.
And eventually, you're going to be stuck on one. Unless you beast over? Nah, yeah, you're stuck
No,
on
they
one.
want to use the BDT, yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Well played.
That was a tough match. And it just shows you how rough. And you know what? I always talk about this because this is a balance change that technically isn't normal to original Balner 6, right? Because we have the patch that forces it that it's always player 2. Like each player plays as player 2 or something like that. I'm talking about the patch that Mars made. What's it called?
Yeah.
So the BDT always falls off, right? Whereas if you're a player 1, it should stay on the field, or vice versa. I'm not sure which player you have to be. Well, host priority is not a thing because of this balance change or this patch, right? This is technically supposed to be a nerf to BDT, but it's still so powerful. Look at this chip and what it can do, right? And just adding Buster Jam on top of that it is so good. It is ridiculously overpowered.
To be honest, I'm actually, I hate BDT. This is common knowledge. I detest it. I loathe.
I like it. I like BDT.
But I think I actually didn't have a problem with BDT for a while because it kind of got solved where people realized, okay, there's these options to counter it. There's things inherent to BDT that the BDT player can't exactly work around. They just have to accept this weakness. So yeah. I actually felt for a long time that like BDT is fine, you know, whatever. If you play really well against it, it's gonna lose like
90%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna lose almost every time if you just played really well against it with a fairly balanced build that has the options you need to play against it. I don't think that's true anymore because of the prevalence of Buster Jam and the fact that you can run Buster Jam with BDT. So I don't think the problem is BDT. BDT is not too strong, and BDT is not overwhelming. It's actually Buster Jam.
Buster Jam. BDT. I'm starting to really understand it now. And this is why Buster Jam is so prevalent in EXE formats, because it's just amazing. It does everything you need it to do. But now I'm seeing Buster Jam. Oh, good decross here, and got rid of the barrier. Excellent play for Anime Caveman here. Yeah, but I'm starting to see that Buster Jam really is that deciding factor that's making. Look at it, we just got 2 procs. That was 100 damage on P shots.
And again, Anime Caveman is running attack max with BDT, and look at how much value they're getting out of it because of Buster.
So much value.
Yeah, you know what? I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong because what I was saying before was, hey, I think BDT needs hub. You need to play hub BDT. That's wrong. You just need Buster Jam. You just need Buster Jam procs. You just need this attack speed charge max.
Yeah.
You just need this setup because what hub is supposed to do partially is give you those Buster stats. but you don't need it if you already have it from the get-go. In fact, that completely circumvents the weakness of BDT, which is not being able to put out consistent DPS until you pull it. So like, I really strongly feel that BDT is by itself fine, but Buster Jam has like centralized the meta in a way that I don't really like. As someone who used to play in almost every cycle, that was a while ago, a long time ago, but I did used to play like most cycles. I really don't like the amount of RNG and the nature of the RNG, and that's a good decross from Symes here, getting rid of the Dust Beast, but it's a little bit too late because you already have BDT.
I mean, like the thing is that you can say, well, but everyone can run a bug build, but again, the effectiveness of it with custom bug really depends on whether or not you can draw the bug face, and we know some people are just built different looking at players.
Yeah, so first off, it favors Falzar way more, okay? But Bug Jam, it's just going to favor Falzar way more. You can see it right here in the way at which it does it. Because
yeah, we can see it, but can you explain a little bit more why you think Buster Jam favors Falzar a little bit more? Because there might be people who don't understand. So like let's actually clearly spill it out for them so that they can understand at home.
Okay, well, let's look at it this way. If there was a bug or there was a feature of the Navicus that just let you cheat more flexibility in your cust, in your hand, we would, depending on the nature of it, but generally speaking, we would actually say that favors Gregar more. And the reason for that is because Gregar has no access to that baseline, right? Like, if there was like a partial dust where maybe you could cycle like 2 chips out of your hand, Dust Cross style, and that was available to both Falzar and Gregar, we would say it favors Gregar more because Falzar already has access to options like that. Gregar has no options to it. So now Gregar actually gets hand flexibility and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Buster Jam proc, the reason why Buster Jam proc is so much better for Falzar versus Gregar is the same it's the same logic, where Gregar already has incredible neutral game, incredible Buster charge shots that can hit from most positions. Falzar doesn't have access to that. That's Falzar's weakness. So when you give access to that, it's not benefiting both versions evenly, even though both versions can use it. So it's like what Falzar's getting like arbitrary number, like 150 or something value out of it. Gregar is only getting 50 because Gregar was already pretty good in that department. So it's removing the weakness that Falzar had, but it's not removing the weakness Gregar had, right? So it's not evenly distributing the power, even though both versions can use it. So that's the real problem with Buster Jam. I feel like I'm really vilifying Buster Jam, but also I hate it more than BDT at this point, and that's saying a lot. So I'm definitely in the camp that it would be interesting to see like a bug stop mandatory event or cycle or tournament or whatever format, and see how that differs, because I feel like that would actually bring back build variety. I'm of the opinion, and we see it's over here.
It's over here.
It is, yeah.
Wow, yeah, this is really rough match.
Yeah,
this is really rough. Wow. And then it just goes to show you a lot of that was because of Buster Jam. Wow. That really brings this game into perspective for me, because everyone always debates, what's a better version? Is it Falzar? Is it Gregar? What's
the better version is Buster Jam.
The better version is Buster Jam. And that's the real answer. The better version is Buster Jam, because it just propels Falzar in a way that it wasn't really meant to be. And you know, now that I'm actually thinking about a lot of my matches, it's like a lot of it is Buster Jam. You know what I mean? A lot of people have been playing a ton of Buster Jam in every sets now.
It just completely, if you get the lucky roll, it just completely changes the match, right? And as the other player, what are you going to do? Dodge regular P shots for the entire match when any single one can be the one that pops your anti-damage?
Yeah.
Like, the thing is
wow.
even before you bug fix, like we actually saw in this set at the start of some of these rounds, Anime Caveman was getting 200 damage off before they bug fix, and it's a max 3 out of 16 chance, right? And otherwise they get blanks. But the thing is the blanks is doing 5 damage versus 50 damage.
Yes.
So I'm pretty
Yes.
sure when you get the blanks, it's just worth. I mean, yeah, when you get the jam, it's just worth way more.
You're also being rewarded for something you were gonna do anyway, and I feel like those are the worst rewards, right? When you are always gonna be pressing your B button for 5 damage. That was never gonna stop because that's what the main game is. That's this Mega Man after all. We want to be pressing our B button to use lemons. We want to throw lemons at our opponents. That
So
is the
did
entire
you
thing.
see that clip that was posted in channel recently? I'm actually going to pull it up because I feel like it's really relevant here if I can find it.
I just want to say that, yeah, even before Buster Jams come in, we can always say like, oh, well, you can just charge shot. Well, no, because the way it interacts with crosses and beasts, right? First off, that way. But even in the past, if you want to say, oh, well, you're in base Mega Man form, you can just charge shot anyways. The frequency at which you can throw out a charge shot versus the frequency at which you're throwing out Buster Jam procs is wild. It's completely different. And completely in favor of Buster Jam. So it just warps the game to a degree that, you know, it's rough. It's rough for sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna
the covert. Real quick, Sal. The covert in YouTube chat said, "Wouldn't the counterplay to Buster Jam be like running more shield in your Navicust? Is that not worth it?" And I want to actually pull attention to that because, yeah, theoretically, if you're pulling up shield, you're blocking shots, right? But you're stuck in place. And even after the shield goes down, you can't move right away, which means there is more than enough time for another shot. If they're just in your face mashing B, or they're mashing B in that row, those shots are coming. And before you move, you could possibly be hit by a Buster Jam anyway. So it's not like a shield is a real answer, but it is a good thought process. I like that. I like the thinking.
I mean, I like the idea of thinking what counters it, but yeah, shield keeps you in place. So you actually, if you try to shield, you will get hit by shots still. You'll get punished by shots, but also now you're stuck in default Mega Man.
Yeah, that too. And if your opponent is using their chips and resources accordingly, they understand that, oh, he's scared of my Buster procs. He's scared of me pressing B button. So now when I can punish that, I can erase man, I can judge man, and he's stuck in this location. And those break shield, we can punish that shield now. So it becomes a difficult situation when your opponent has the tools to punish you.
You got to look at the difference in the investment versus the payoff, because just having Buster stats, which is all you need, but having Buster stats in your Navicust program or in your Navicust and not having bug stop, that's the prerequisite to having Buster Jam procs. That is useful anyways, right?
Yeah, like, this makes all of your crosses better, right? Now you're popping anti-damage of Tengu cross or slash cross.
Yeah, versus running like shield or anti-damage Navicust or whatever inside your Navicust.
Yo,
that's way harder to get value out of it. It's way worse in most situations, right? Like versus, so the defensive answer, the defensive tool that you think maybe this helps versus Buster Jam it's just way worse in like every regard compared to just having the Buster Jam procs. Because even if you don't use the Buster Jam procs, your charge shots are just better. Your beast charges are just better. So it's just not exactly balanced in that regard.
You know, Head DM in Twitch chat, he brought something up that made me think of Honor Knight's most recent win with Bug Riser's sword. And he had access to Buster Bug because of the Bug Riser sword in Beast Out. Like, I think stuff like that really matters. Like, that makes Bug Riser sword even a little bit better, actually. And we don't have the searchability that Dustfrost and Falzar have, right? But the fact that you can go into Beast Out to get super armor back, have a very powerful charge shot, and Buster Bug is pretty good value.
I mean, it's still worse than BDT because BDT has the zoning and the range. Because when you walk through BDT, your movement is predictable trying to dodge BDT, so that also lets you pop the anti-damage with the Buster Jam easier. But yeah, I like playing Super Vulcan with BRS because you don't get walled by anti-damage with the Buster Jam and with the BRS on your Super Vulcan turn, because usually an anti-damage just ruins it. But yeah, I want to send this clip. I don't want to have to minimize in the shoulder casters again, so let's just look on stream real quick.
Yep,
So someone posted this in general. They were asking, do you think this is like skill or is this just lucky? So let's watch this clip.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, this is.
So the player on the left, the Tengu Cross, just blocked an entire Kernel turn, a Kernel Force setup turn. That was double Winrack, Kernel Force double Winrack into Gundasoul, because they got the Buster Jam proc at the perfect time during the second Winrack, and that one shot actually canceled the Gundasoul from queuing up, which would have removed their invis. So they should have been at potentially 0 HP. From one jam proc. So that's like
one jam proc.
That's the sort of RNG that gets really nuts. Yeah.
So if the question is, was that skill or was that luck?
Yeah.
The answer is technically that it's both skill and luck, but the amount of skill is basically like 0.5%, and the amount of luck was like 99.5% actually. So even though it took some skill, it took a little bit of skill to like press your buster at the right time. Most of that was luck, not skill. So yeah, okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit. It was like maybe 5%.
It is skill.
It's 5% skill.
Yes,
95% luck. It's closer to that, okay. But like,
because like Marcos Games brings up, like Marcus Games brings up in YouTube chat, he's saying that the odds at level 3 are 13 out of 16 for blink and 3 out of 16 charge shots. So it's skill in the fact that you understood and recognized, hey, he has the anti-damage up. I can actually safely go for this because I have Invis up and mash B and possibly cancel out Gundasoul, right? But that's a 3 in 16th chance.
It had to be on a perfect frame too for that to happen.
It had to be on the perfect frame. Everything literally had to go right. But it is skill because he knew to go for that option, right? He knew, okay, I can step up and I can mash B, and that's like my out to this situation. The problem that Salad and Neryth, and even myself, the problem that we have is that it is an option to do that, right? In that situation, Falzar should have been eviscerated, right? But because of me having access to, it's go to think, right? It turns out that
option there, I think what happened to actually dodge the Gundasoul, because you can do that if you see it coming. I think they had enough room to step right. Wait, were they on the back? Was it -2?
Yeah, no, they were -2.
Okay, yeah.
There was no dodging. They were not supposed to have a way out of that situation with the Gundasoul.
Yeah, and to be clear, I'm not saying that like everyone who uses Buster Jam is the devil, because I think at this point everyone has tried Buster Jam, and a lot of people just play Buster Jam because it's so good. I'm not saying that Buster Jam users are the devil. I'm saying Buster Jam is an invention of the devil. Okay. Anyways, that's
synonymous, but not the same.
yeah. You're not the devil for playing Buster Jam, but you are using and indulging in the devil's work.
That's really funny. We have diversed a little too far. No, I feel like this is a good discussion to have. I think this is a really good discussion to have. But what's coming up next? What is our bracket?
Yeah, so I want to go into the bracket again. So speaking of taking the win out of the match, personally, I think Symes played really well in that set, besides me disagreeing with the fact that he switched out Erase in the first round. I really think if you can see opponent setups, if you see that they don't really have win chips, you should just make sure you punish them with Erase Beast as much as you can. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, with that, so unfortunately, even though Anime Caveman made it to losers finals, he has no one to play since Big Bird had to drop out due to family circumstances. So this is again, unfortunately, the second drop we had back to back in Blood Moons of the losers bracket. Last time Player Zero had to drop. What that means is. What that means is we are going right into the grand finals, which is going to be Josue versus Anime Caveman. So this is going to be a best of 5, and then if Anime Caveman manages to take this match, it will be a bracket reset into another best of 5. So we will see if BDT Caveman. That was not a great way to put that. Anime BDT. I'm not sure. We'll be able to take it. So let's go into setups for the final match.
So, we already have seen both of these players play in the last stream. Both excellent players. Anime Caveman has been playing very well, methodically, taking every advantage he can and is running with it. He understands his folder to the T, and you can see it in his play. Josue, on the other hand, is a monster. He is one of the most intimidating players to play because even at 1 HP, he plays like he has full HP. He does not care. That's one of the worst people to ever play a game against with. When they don't care, there's a problem. Oh my gosh, this is going to be an excellent match, bro. I'm ready.
Josue is an amazing player, one of the top players in the community, I would say. Been around for a little bit now, quite a bit, and always has good showings, always manages to put out a performance that's really worth watching. So it's going to be an interesting matchup here. And of course, I'm not going to miss the opportunity to point out they have identical Navi custs.
The same cut.
They have the same cust. And like I said, Buster Jan is the devil's work. And we're going to see a battle now between two people who are both trying to use the devil's tools here, take down their opponent. Very different folders, but identical Navi custs. Okay. Josue has the Meteor Knuckle set up here. Yeah, Meteor Knuckle and Neo Variable, and a more traditional Balzar build here, in my opinion. And then, of course, Anime Caveman, BDT Caveman playing the BDTs. So we'll see who comes out on top here.
I do like to point out that both players are playing a variation of our code with similar splashes in each code. You know, the Heat Dragon. One's playing Bubble Star Daw Thunder, which is really cool. But I like to say that our code is a very solid code, has some excellent tools in there. You got the Uninstall in there. We have Roll, and Roll is a really, really good mega chip in general, as we see Anime Caveman representing that chip, but not necessarily Josue. But yeah, our code, very strong, has some very powerful tools in there.
All right, I think, honestly, the amount of analysis we could do for this could go for ages. I think it's better just to hop into the set, get started, and we can talk about it while it's going on.
Let's get it.
Hold on, Entitas says in Twitch chat, I like Josue's folder because the codes read more like radio static.
Yeah, it does.
It is true though. We have a surprising amount of our code users. I think actually 3 in this top cut, 3 out of 8, which is a lot better than the 0 we usually have. So something is cooking. Okay, with that, let's get into this final match.
And as beautiful as they always are, we have ourselves a VOD of the double variety. I love double VODs so much. It's just so cool to see.
I don't like this one. I'm already getting confused because they're running identical HP values and custs.
Okay, that's fair.
What? Okay, but for real, yeah, we see both of them locking in 3 chips in turn 1. Josue actually going for that turn 1 dust, whereas Anime Caveman is actually not. So we'll see how this plays out. Josue making sure to crack all of those back panels, take away some of Anime Caveman's movement options for the coming turns. Okay, so now Anime Caveman has these barriers in hand. They just got pulled in and feels safe going into Dust. So Barrier 200 can get popped into an immediate full cust, so it looks like. Now, Josue will be taking advantage of this as well, and is predicting that there's a barrier here. Has that wind rack ready. So Josue knows exactly what's going on and has the perfect answer. We're going to see both players using the Dust Cross, the Trash Chute, to clean up their hands. And then Josue will probably just stay with their chips from the previous turn and use that wind rack right off the bat to get rid of the Barrier 200. Anime Caveman managed to pull Bug Fix, which is a good start here, but still no BDT. Very shocking that there isn't a turn 2 BDT here, but it's going to be very interesting seeing what happens here, because there is a Tengu Man in hand, and Josue has Life Aura. So if Josue steps out of that safe area, right, that those 3 corner panels, actually 2 corner panels, then we're going to see a Tengu remove that Life Aura.
All right, here we go. Windback still in hand, saved it from the last turn. Gonna regret using it so early as Life Aura does come down. Not before Machine Gun gets the decross, and I believe that was an uninstall attached to it as well. So very fortunate here.
Yeah, that's really well played by Josue actually, because even though they got that advantage there, they threw out the Machine Gun before Life Aura could come out. And the Caveman could react. They got the decross. They also played it super safe there. They were trying to bait out the Tengu Man. It's like they know what Anime Caveman is cooking, and Josue is just playing super safe, preserving that Life Aura, not giving Anime Caveman a chance to remove it right now. To the point that Anime Caveman's gonna have to go into Tengu for it. The Elec SP gonna destroy the panel, the Holy Panel, and the Life Aura. There's the BDT drop.
Nice BDT coming in. Pots. Got
Very
good
nice.
position here.
And Josue making full use of the tools available, letting that BDT, letting the Dark Thunder drop off the field, waiting until the last moment to pop that
Nice.
as well.
Excellent awareness too. He knew the timer on Invis was close to ending, didn't try to make it fall off, just went back into neutral zone where Sanctuary panel is, so they can at least step on and off that panel in case something else comes down their way. Good positioning here, but now Anime Caveman's kind of driving the momentum in this battle here. I don't feel like they're in a losing position per se. In fact, I feel like Josue's playing from the back a little bit.
Josue is responding very well to Anime Caveman, what Anime Caveman's doing, but it doesn't change the fact that those Dark Thunders are going to be a serious threat. And we see Bug Fix come out for Josue. Judge Man here is going to get thrown out eventually. Josue is just super comfortable controlling these Dark Thunders and just letting them time out.
Sanctuary is definitely going to make it a little bit easier to play around as well. Area grab here to boot. Very nice, but Judgment in the wings for Anime Caveman. Going to get these panels back by throwing these books over at Josue. Now, an area grab, complete reversal You know, this is one thing I really like about Anime Caveman's playstyle is that the use of area is just always on point for Anime Caveman. He wants that BDT to be oppressive, and he knows he needs that +1 area to do it. And in this way, he not only got the area back that he initially had, but he gained some sanctuary panels out of it as well. Excellent play here.
Ooh, yeah, Anime Caveman has this Justice 1 that's going to be a perfect answer to the Sanctuary that Josue just dropped. But Josue is also going to look for a very offensive turn here, so it should be interesting.
You know, it's almost a shame to get rid of your own sanctuary panels here that are given to you, but it makes more sense to get rid of them in general because your opponent could be going for an area grab. But as we see, Josue queuing up right now anyway, so.
Yeah,
I'm not too happy, yeah. I see the options here.
Are definitely not very good, actually, right? He's kind of forced into, and he's probably gonna not even go for the Meteor Knuckle, which is, I think that might be the correct play here.
Yeah, I agree. I think going for Meteor Knuckle here is just a little suboptimal. You're not gonna have all that area, obviously, but I feel like we can prolong the use just a little while longer.
Yeah, and it looks like Josue is thinking about Tengu, but I feel like if you go Tengu, you are actually going to do Meteor Knuckle. But looks like that's not the case. Josue is going to take that Justice 1, but now you've got Air Shoes, right?
Oh, nice. Very good Invis, excuse me. And now we can make both of those Thunderbolts fall off. Try to get back some of this area. Not going to be able to do so, though. And now we go for the Buster Jams. This is our only way of maintaining pressure. So going for this is perfectly fine. Oh, Nero variable. This could be a good turn, actually. Your opponent has a Beast out, so you obviously don't want to go for Meteor Knuckle because you won't get the value of the cracked panels. But yeah, for sure, going for a Neo variable here, you can even try to go for something cheeky like the Cross Slash thanks to Erase, and then maybe even follow up with something else. Might take a little bit of time though.
So I think Josue might be aiming for the chip block out on Dark Thunder and trying to use that to actually make sure that some of these offensive chips really land in here. So hopefully, and there is this Invis, right? Gonna have to answer that.
Nice.
Anime Caveman is gonna have the answer to the Meteor Knuckle.
Oh. Didn't go for the conversion. They were probably too afraid. Nice. Three hits. That's better than none. White shot, good shot.
It's on 6 panels, but there's the uninstall.
This is a bit of a tricky situation to be in. You got to uninstall. You were able to do all this damage. Your opponent had a really good turn, but you're still sitting on a decent amount of HP. It's pretty close, but you've got some decent HP. We have recover in hand as well. But more importantly, we have all this area and we still have our Sanctuary. So we couldn't do something like drop Sanctuary, then go for an area grab and maybe bolster our defenses in that way. Going for recovery here is also fine, especially since it's the only other chip in our folder that's kind of like, not folder, in our hand at the moment. It's kind of like an off code. Nice. Status guard here from the Tomahawk is going to make you pretty unfazed as to what your opponent can and will do. Nice. good barrier 200 here because not too sure on whether or not you can maneuver around both of these safely. Nice anti-damage up here too, but this could mean that Anime Caveman can drop this Thunderball and try to go for some Buster procs from their Beach Jam, but they're gonna get Erasement for their trouble.
Yeah, and really well played from Josue, both on the chip block out there, which it wasn't really necessary. There wasn't an answer, but still, I mean, abusing it as much as you can. And also making sure, using that barrier 200 to absorb the fresher Dark Thunder, and just as the other one is about to time out, so that there's nothing on the field to threaten you. Really good usage of all the tools here.
Anime Caveman really has a decent amount of options in general. Leading off with defense is correct in my opinion. Sanctuary is fine here too. You don't have access to beast charges or anything like that anymore because we've already gone through our 3 turns. So we definitely won't see that. I also agree with not going into a cross. Doesn't necessarily need to be at a weakness right now. Makes having Sanctuary a bit stronger too. Bringing Element is also fine because we've already seen the Sanctuary on the other side too, so. Yeah, I like this play. Being a little bit defensive is fine. Again, because your opponent is in the back row, you can get another area grab down rather safely. Nice, Judge Man. Oh, that's a bad situation to be in because now both of those Thunderballs are on top of each other. No, wait! Judge Man gives you access, doesn't it? Oh, nice! Nice. The Thunderball retreated backwards because they weren't on the field, so that actually worked out pretty well for them.
Yeah, and Josue's movement is so smooth. It's really, really good with Dark Thunder manipulation here. Stacking the balls and just keeping them, making sure that they're timing out on the opposite side there.
That's proper play. Element at the right time here. We don't really care about doing the damage. We wanted to get rid of Sanctuary the whole time. That's perfectly fine. And we can block these Thunderballs, both with Risky Honey, especially if another one comes out. That's what you want to see. Oh, the beast jump made it awkward. The beast jump made it so awkward. None of the time. Oh, he gets it. And the uninstall too. Nice conversion here. Both players have used their Recover 300s already.
Yeah, but now we're seeing there's no chips left.
Now he has Buster Jam. That's basically a giga.
For both players, they're low on chips. The problem is Dark Thunder, the BDT is going to give the Caveman the edge in this endgame scenario. So Josue is going to really need to make sure this last one counts. Oh, but the...
Nice, waiting for the proper moment. Nice, good damage. Oh, that's criminal. That's so criminal. Oh, you fiend. You fiend. Oh, you got it. Yo, Anime Caveman, that was so good. Yo, oh, now we can finally go for our super armor play here. Oh, man. Yeah, you're going to have to use these charge shots. You're definitely behind in terms of damage shots. These Buster procs are going to mean everything right now as you try to bridge the gap. Nice. You want to get these landed too. Nice. Good play. Oh, that's a machine gun. They have to dodge this. If they get clipped by this machine gun, it's over. It's literally over. Nice. Buster Jam actually coming through here. Oh, nicely timed. Punishing the charge shot instead. It's all down to Buster proc here. And obviously perfect movement. Oh, this is huge. It's such a close game right now. Such a close game. Josue has to last just a little while. I'm so scared. Okay. These charge shots are huge. Going for charge shots right now are exactly what he wants to be doing. Oh, good movement. Good movement. Patient, patient. Nice. Good charge shot. Oh, Buster Jam, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and there we have it. Although
3 in a row, that mattered so much. That mattered so much. That was insane. Who won? Wow.
yeah, so Josue actually pulls ahead because of the roll difference. Roll 3 offered a little bit of extra healing to Anime Caveman.
Oh, that's right. Oh man, that was but those Buster Procs at the end there really had me scared. That was 150 damage. Just in succession like that. That was insane. That was insane. Oh. Wow, that had me on the edge of the seat. Lord. No, that was not the last of the round, Blue Mage. This is a best of 5. That means we keep going until we have 3 wins. All right, immediately going for the beat back, but it seems like Anime Caveman is gonna go for the barrier here, get rid of this pesky anti-damage, letting it proc too before using full cost there. Very smart, very smart. You see, the reason why that's smart is because if he had full custom earlier before the animation of anti-damage took place, hopefully could have gone for a cross change in the custom menu, which would preserve that anti-damage. So it's like you get a free block out of it. But by waiting just a little bit and waiting for that animation to happen, that does not come up. So very, very good awareness here. Finding bug fix early is pretty good here for Anime Caveman. Not gonna have to worry about those bugs anymore. Oh, both of them have it, of course. Windrak will get rid of the barrier 200. But hopefully he can get these charge shots in. Actually learning from that last round too, because it was the same exact thing that happened. Life Orb can come up right now though.
Yeah, and Josue just hoping that uninstall comes up eventually for that machine gun to pair with. Oh, it's gonna sneak into 480. I think that's worth it, more worth it than that life aura, because you can get rid of that life aura with a Windrak or Tengu Cross or whatever. 480 damage, it's gonna hurt. Oh! Unfortunately, the rocks connected. That would have also easily done it for the life aura there. And we're seeing now DDT come up for Anime Caveman. We're also seeing that Erase Man SP. That could be a really big hit as well if the 420 damage actually connects. But in order to get to connect, you're gonna have to swap the Tengu, which Josue is doing. They want to get that damage in, I think. A little bit of a awkward chip order, in my opinion. I would have put the area grab sooner, but playing really defensively here. Josue opting to just
Erase Man not gonna be able to meet the mark here. Gonna whiff. TFC Invis though. I mean, I guess you knew you missed, but still.
Okay, good value from the Judge Man and this area grab. Gonna give Josue a lot more room to work with. And Anime Caveman does not have any area grabs in their cust. So not gonna be able to even out. In fact, Josue, if they drop the second area grab, they can get an area lock and just go to town on Anime Caveman, because you know what's more painful than BDT tanky racks.
Tanky racks are very painful. And you know, not for nothing. I even want them to take this Meteor Knuckle over the Grab Revenge, etc. But I don't blame Hostway for making this decision, even though the opponent is locking in the Grab Revenge, so good awareness there.
Well, so there was no... that forward buffer, they are going to get the lock. They're going to get the area lock here.
No. He doesn't care. Yeah, you take damage now. We take damage. We're in Tomahawk. Yeah, nah, we have to. We have to capitalize. This is the perfect situation for Hostway right now. Rockin' Meteor Knuckle. We don't even think twice. Buddy. Go right to Tengu. This is our lives now, bro. We live here. This is where we're living. That's crazy. My man, you know he was stuck too. Because when he moved forward, he didn't move at all. He was like, oh no, this is good for me. He was like, I like this. I didn't mean for it to happen. I'll take it. That's so funny, bro. Yeah, that doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm gonna scare you out this row right here. Oh, good movement. 6 hits. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I'm busting jam. Yeah. And this is the game. Yeah, I don't care about your recovery. Here's some B buttons. Buddy. Oh, the invis too. That's gonna last the rest of this turn. Stepping back is interesting. Oh, that's why. Good damage came out that turn for Hostway.
Yeah.
Very good damage.
It's about to, there's no hope of deletion, unfortunately, because Anime Caveman has these recoveries and all this defense now. But still, that put Hostway quite a bit ahead in terms of the damage judge.
Yes.
And still has some good offensive options. I want to say you eventually want to pop this machine gun and get that uninstall in, right? Because that's going to force your opponent into ground cross to get that super armor. So the sooner you do it, the better. But I think Hostway just wants that offensive pressure. He wants to keep it up here. So
nice. Go for a cross slash. Double life steal, maybe. Goes to cross slash. One stage. Oh, good recovers here. Very good recovers. Yeah, we hold position. I don't care. I'm on the stage trade panel. I don't care. I'll take 100. I'll take it. I'm not moving. I don't care. I'm not going. This is my house. It's a nice house, and I'm going to live there.
Wow, and Hostway knows that they can afford to take this damage, especially on holy panels, because they have these recoveries anyways, and there isn't really a big burst threat from Anime Caveman. So, they're not even going to take those recoveries this turn. They're just going to hold on to it.
Anime Caveman does have their own area grabs here, but now it's going to become a game of Hostway stepping in and out of that panel and trying to time the area grab at that right moment to grab back some of that area. Because the moment Anime Caveman gets that center panel back, and if Hostway walks off, Judgment was used earlier, or excuse me, Grab Revenge was used earlier, so they'll refresh and time out. Oh, did he get the forward buffer?
Buffer forward.
Oh, he did. He did get the forward buffer. Machine gun can't hit in this range though. Yeah, okay. Okay. Good decision. No!
Oh yeah.
Oh no, not the right timing. Okay, that was very good.
But that was really good. Oh no. Just this one. It's coming. But this gives Hostway ample time to respond to it. Yeah, you probably want to... Oh?
It makes sense that the Risky Honey was beaten there by that BDT, because the way it works is there's a startup for the chip itself before it is active, and of course BDT is active once it's out on the field, so not much you can do about that. But the advantage still technically belongs to Hostway. This is gonna be a lot. Wait for the interruption. Oh, the dodge, very nice. Oh no, double hits. Yeah, we hold B. Yep. Oh, nice position. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, bro. Josue's a monster, bro. He plays like he don't care, bro. He plays like he does not care. He's like, all right, bro, I don't know what to tell you. I got a Dawn Thunder and I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna scare you. You trying to hide behind these Thunderbolts. Nah, none of that. None of that. That's so funny. Oh, man. Wow. Oh, that was beautiful. That's astounding, man. I love this game. I love this game so much.
Yeah, that was crazy. Really well played from Josue that round.
Woo! This turn 1 life roar is huge, actually.
Except for perfect damage.
Yeah, but not for the real person you think. Yeah, this is the wind rack here, baby.
You want to get this out, though. You want to mash out that wind rack, because...
Oh, here comes... Oh, you got greedy! You got so greedy! Oh, no!
Man, thought they could make it the end of turn. Thought there's no threat, and then wow, they got baited into overconfidence.
You know what? It wasn't a situation that had come up before. So why is he thinking this is gonna happen right now? You know, I can take advantage. I can use my tools I have to the maximum effect. But he got just a little too comfortable.
Imagine going into a grand finals blood moon and not expecting turn 1 uninstall machine gun though.
Yeah, it can't be me. Yeah. In fact, I would have never got hit by it. Ever. Ever.
That was so good on Josue's part. That was... I mean, because Enemy Caveman looked like they had such a strong position. Life Aura, Dust Cross, right? Full cost literally waiting to be used, and then nope.
Nah, I'm good.
Ooh, really good position here for Enemy Caveman, though, with the area lock plus Tengu. You have to be very careful in this position, though, because you're also putting yourself into your opponent's threat range, and you do know they're running Neo Variable, so...
Yep. In fact, you know, even in situations like this, I started running Tomahawk Man more because I realized that Tengu wants to be camping forward for that charge shot anyway, so they're gonna be in the range of the Tomahawk. So I just feel like it's an easy way to punish Tengu users. There goes the pull. If you time it right, you can like snuff out.
Ooh.
Okay, now the red vent's coming down. Yeah, there it is. Did you time it for the volcano panels? No.
Oh, that was close though. That would have been too perfect. That would have been too perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, the coffee into the volcano.
I hate it when people do that to me, by the way. If we're playing and you start, you know, beat lefting me into volcanic grounds, we're not friends anymore. I'm not talking to you for the rest of the day.
Oh, I love it. That's my whole purpose in life.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you enjoy that, buddy. I'm glad.
Right now, what I'm thinking about is, can I somehow contort the field so that all of the geyser panels are on your side, and then I back BU through like the four of them? Can I do that? Is there a way to do that? I'm thinking about it.
You're a despicable human being. I mean, if you just camp topside, it'll happen eventually, right, or something. That's big damage. Oh, there's one. There you go. Your ideal situation has come into fruition.
Oh boy. And this is the tragedy. Josue, we have the advantage of knowing there's no defense, and the Caveman didn't pull bug fix. The cost is ticking down. But Josue doesn't know. And is probably going to play conservatively, play safe, when it could be corner knuckles.
It's hard to know when to pull these tips, right? There's no tell, there's no person in front of you that you can look at and see visual cues or body language. You're just going straight off feels right now, right? So it's harder. It's a little bit harder to make these kinds of reads.
I think it's pretty obvious you can do a very good offensive turn right now, though. Right, you can judge, Buster Proc, erase, Buster Proc, and then back B into element freeze into a meteor knuckle. Potentially, that's like the maximum potential you can get out of this turn. Maybe you can switch it around a little bit. Leave judge into element into erase for even more damage from the freeze break, but. And is playing so early. Oh, perfect!
No.
You outweighed them.
Oh man, what a war of attrition. And you know what? Technically, Josue on the back foot now because of the lower HP, but that whole sequence just now, just a little bit of patience, and he outlasted Anime Caveman. He ended up caving. He's like, oh, he doesn't have it, bro. I'm just gonna, oops. I guess he does. That's rough.
Yeah.
And yeah, we still have access to this meteor knuckle, right? We're still in a good position to use it.
Now, here's the thing. Ideally, like in Josue's dream scenario, he'd be able to knock out Anime Caveman from Tomahawk before going to see Race and Judge and stuff, because that's where a lot of the potential is going to be coming from. But unfortunately, I don't think Josue is going to go for it. It looks like it's going to be more of a neutral position turn, but like you could you could do some disgusting, nasty things to your opponent as long as you can connect with that element fire.
Yeah. And it's gonna all be contingent on that, but it's not unreasonable. It can happen. It probably will happen. Shoot.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Josue realizes the potential for that, or is just gonna try to play it technically safe, but like, I mean, yeah, because
this is a big turn. Okay.
Oh
yeah, throw it away. Nah, you won't. I knew you wouldn't.
I think that was 5 hits right there.
Oh, the Buster Jam is so good. It does so much damage.
Look at this. Now, Josue might just use this judge.
Wow.
Oh, no. Can you line up? Oh, so close.
Oh, bad. This is a really good situation for Anime Caveman. We're gonna have to find a way to capitalize on this. You're very low on HP now. Roll can give you some more HP back, so it's ideal to probably bring it in this situation, but the flashing that is going to award your opponent is what's scary about that, right? We kind of don't want our opponent to have flashing, so sequencing it in this way seems like the most logical choice to me. Very rare to see Anime Caveman on the back foot in terms of area 2. Throughout all these games, Anime Caveman has been managing resources extremely well. Good connection. No status here because Tomahawk Cross has status guard, so no worries about that. We're gonna get a follow-up for free, Charlie, though. Life Aura doing so much work. Not gonna get the damage, does get the recovery, though. Still worth in that sense, but again, Buster Procs coming down here. There it is. Got rid of the anti-damage now. Can go for some charge shots, maybe hopefully to get rid of these panels. The Holy Aura just denying BDT fully as well.
Oh, hold on. Look at this turn. Heat Dragon. When your opponent is incentivized to camp forward for those holy panels, so if it knocks off Tomahawk, then you can freeze. You can do it. Well, no, your opponent will probably back out by then. But if they're still camping forward, you can freeze them. Oh, wow. And then now they're open to all the statuses in the world.
Thank you, man. Nice. But that does give your opponent a temporary bit of flashing, which is the scary. He's so greedy. Josue scaring him out of the front row. Not even gonna take the half from the Heat Dragon. Oh, gonna keep taking these panels now. Okay, not bad. But it's too late at this point. Element coming down, going for damage, goes for the thunder. Come forward. Come talk to me a little bit. There it is. clean game. Josue is our new Blood Moon champion, or rather defended the title, more like, right?
That was phenomenal play. And it's not like Anime Caveman played poorly in any sense of that word. That was well played from both players, but Josue really just punishing in every way that he could and paid off. Well, like in that first game, that was a damage judge. It came out a damage judge and was like a 90 or like 80 difference or something very small. So definitely, even though Josue did win pretty convincingly, that first game was pretty close. But Josue made the adjustments, and it's just a fantastic player, to be honest.
Yes, Josue has been playing out of their mind in these tournaments, and they came very close, even in their first few tournaments where they just kind of came in out of nowhere and made some really flashy plays. So really cool to see them get the crown, not once, but twice in a row now. I do want to say to Anime Caveman, though, well played, and unfortunately, I spearheaded the rant on Buster Jam earlier in losers semifinals of Anime Caveman versus Symes, but so I want to go back and just stress that I don't want to take away from Anime Caveman's play. It is the game, like that's just the nature of the game, and he uses his tools very well. I just wanted to emphasize that. Speaking of Anime Caveman, they are actually relatively new in the N1GP. I think they started playing I think maybe 6 cycles before this, and their first time, I think, showing up in the scene overall was at Evo, actually. There was a side tournament by Pablo of La Gemma. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but they actually won that tournament. And I believe they won another tournament that was run by, I'm not sure if it was Demi or someone else, but yeah. Then they came to the N1GP, and I guess we're like the salty spittoon here. They haven't managed to take it just yet, but Grand Finals is a pretty good spot, even though it was unfortunately one of the drop losers finals. They did drop their set versus Big Bird, who unfortunately was not able to play their losers finals. So I do wonder how that would have played out. With that, I want to go to the congratulations screen. So yeah, Josue now has 2 crowns. We're seeing the evolution, the evolutionary tree. They have the double crowns now. We'll see if they can continue to get that. But word on the street is we're gonna have more of our strong hitting old timers joining the next Blood Moon, so we will see how that goes as well. So yes, let's go, Josue. Congratulations! Congratulations!
Victory!
Okay, with that, I want to give once again the shout out to the mystery donation we received earlier in the stream. It was they chose to leave their name as somebody, and I think their message was my 3,000th cyber coffee, and I believe it was, let's see again how much that was. It was $189. So thank you so much, whoever that was. In fact, please DM me if you're watching this and let me know who you are so we can try to give you something in the future. So the Ko-Fi, actually, the blog has updated with a new post. I don't have any shiny pictures of it yet, unfortunately, but I will be adding that to the announcements as well. In terms of us announcing Josue as the Moon Master again, we will wait until tomorrow in case someone wants to watch the stream first before then for spoilers, just out of courtesy. But yes, so again, we will be having the update on the Ko-Fi. The Millions roles has been purged by Resident Bad Guy Player 0. Right now we have 7, well, actually we have 8 people with Millions from monthly subscriptions and also Nitro Boosts. We are in the talks to see what we can do with Nitro Boost to also have the Millions role. But yeah, if you have any questions or feedback on that, please go to the N1GB feedback channel on the Discord. And with that, let's go into credits. Thank you to all of our participants. Thank you to our viewers. I think we were hitting 50 viewers on Twitch and YouTube, so that's 100 viewers. Well, I'm assuming there wasn't a bunch of double dipping. But again, thank you so much to everyone for the support as well. And yes, I forgot to mention, so we have a $25 prize for Hosue. We have a $15 for Anime Caveman, and third place was, it should be Symes, correct? Yeah, so that would be $10. I still would like to be able to bump that up, but we have to have some discussion of that first. Yeah, but yeah, with that, thank you so much again for all of your support and being here, everyone. With that, we will end the stream here. So actually, is there anything Soul wants to say before we leave?
Why me specifically?
I mean, because our other caster is out of here already.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. No, I love being here. Thank you for having me. Thank you for always putting me on, and I love all you guys at home watching. We appreciate you guys being here to enjoy Battle Network with us, and I love this game. I think it's a really good one.
Remember to report any Buster Jam users you see, and we'll take care of it.
I sure will.
Is that what we're doing now? I didn't get the memo on that, but did I cause this?
Yes.
Okay, bye!